Welcome to the Imagine Not Being Leeds.
Imagine not being Leeds, not feeling this pain, not dancing through thunder, not walking through rain. Imagine not rising with fists in the air when the world turned its back and no one would care. We've lived in the ashes, we've drowned in defeat, but still we stand proud on our battered old feet. Imagine not loving with all that you are. Imagine not being Leeds.
We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.
We do love you, Leeds. Now then, Leeds fans, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds for your Leeds United versus Crystal Palace preview and just run-of-the-mill chat with you lovely folks. Thursday night, I've officially broke up for Christmas. Get in, come on. Don't go back till the 5th of January. I will be skint in January, but I'll worry about that in January. Going to have a great few weeks off with a family. Looking forward to Christmas. Looking forward to plenty of football too. Not on Boxing Day, unfortunately, but plenty of football. There's 4 games before I go back to work. That'll do nicely, that. So, yeah, 17 days off work. Not that I'm counting or anything. But, yeah, I'm happy for break. Haven't been on holiday this year. So, yeah, just apart from the odd day here and there, it's a nice break for me. So, thank God we are here. It's best day of the year. Is last day at work before Christmas Day. I love it. So all done and dusted. And yeah, just looking forward now to family time, which I'm sure we all are. And if you're not, I'll keep you entertained. I'll be busy on here, don't you worry. Plenty to talk about. You'll see my ugly mug a bit too much probably with me being off work. There'll be a lot more opportunities for me to get on here and do a few more lives and stuff as well, because I won't be as tired. But let's see who's in tonight anyway for the chat about Palace. Tezza, as always, honestly, thank you so much for the support you're always in. Thank you. Hey up, Dave. I'm feeling we win this one maybe 2-0. Oof. Very positive, Dave. Against a good side, Palace. Good side. I'm super excited for this one. Class Johnny the Frog, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If Matty says we can win this 3-0, then personally, but what happens if I tell you we can win 6-0? Are you just going to follow me wherever, Johnny? I love that. Evening all Leeds out week, MOT, Top Banana. Thanks for tuning in. Tickle us like some Matty. Thanks a lot. It is important to present Matty with these flowers by clicking the like button. Yeah, please smash a like on the video. Look at me smiling now. You got me smiling already, Johnny. You make me blush, you, mate. You do. But yeah, please smash a like on the video. Please subscribe. Yeah, if anyone's worth a bunch of flowers, it's mine. I think my wife is for putting up with me, to be honest. Christopher Spofford Chapel's just become a member. Thanks so much, buddy. I didn't realise you'd gone, mate, because you're just part of furniture now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some other too, mate. So yeah, thanks for rejoining, buddy. Classmate. Matt has a fine singing voice. Respect. Thank you very much, Johnny. We do love you, Leeds. Ganging, evening all, evening, my mate. Here he is, fresh trim. Yeah, got to be done for Christmas do tomorrow. Out on Christmas. I tell you what, Christmas do tomorrow. I'm out from about 2 o'clock, but don't you worry. Late night Leeds is still going ahead. I'm coming home early for late night Leeds tomorrow night, but I'll be a little bit merry. So we'll see how it goes, but there's no way I'm missing late night Leeds. I love it as much as you guys do. So yeah, I'll be cutting my night short, getting a taxi back about 9 o'clock, make sure I'm back here, get me notes, get everything loaded up, so we're good to go at 10 o'clock. Me, AG and Boss Nass as always. I can't miss late night Leeds on a Friday. It's a staple. Just can't miss it. Not for something as daft as a work night out. Not something as daft as that. No chance. Evening, Matt and all watching. Hey up, Ryan. Hope you're good. Johnny, we will always skin come January. That's what happens. That's what happens when you've got 4 kids. Anyway, 5 including my stepdaughter. So yeah, it's worthwhile, though, isn't it? I love it. Hi, buddy. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, buddy. Wish I could break off for Christmas, but unfortunately working retail, nightmare, mate, it really is. But my schedule does make sure I can keep up with the Leeds games. Well, that's the bonus. I used to work, I did maybe 2 Christmases when I was 16 to 18. I worked at Matalan. I said Matalan. I worked at Matalan. I used to be one of those lazy employees who used to work on fitting room just so I could sit down, and every time boss come, I'd like sort of stand up. How many you want? Oh yeah, 4. Yeah, give me your hangers. I was that guy. But yeah, retail sucks at Christmas. It really does. It really sucks. But you keep us going. It means Boxing Day when we have us vouchers and us money, we can go out and we can spend it. So big up, Tony Clark. Getting Matty, me too, in a top move, champ. It's class. Say working in building sites and been in a trade what 18 years now. I do look forward to my Christmas. It's always been the same as well. It's a little bit more. It's a little bit longer my break this year. We're like breaking up today and then not going back till 50. It's fallen, quite nice. But yeah, hey up so hope you're well. Even everyone 75-0. Come on. Yeah, I'm feeling. Who knows what I'll predict? I'm feeling positive. Top Banana still say 10th or 11th, only 6 points. Honestly, Top Banana, if we finish 10th or 11th, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll love you long time. I promise you that. Because yeah, I just at any point this season, not at any point this season have I thought that was ever going to come to fruition. But when we win on Saturday, I keep thinking it's Friday. When we win on Saturday, maybe I'm going to start paying heed to what you say, Top Banana. But it still feels unlikely. I'm not going to get too carried away. I think we're going to do really well in this run of games, but I'm not going to say 10th or 11th just yet, Top Banana. But as you can see, positive Matty is in full swing. And hopefully nothing can knock the wind out my sails as of yet. Palace, they rested a lot of players tonight. We need to assume they are knackered. Yeah, well, I'm going to get into Palace and what's happened tonight, mate. Evening, mate. I'll leave that way up, Andy. Matty's had his Christmas haircut trim, looking good. Full of compliments, you, honestly. Thank you. Matty's not too far away from 5K. 4,200, I think, now. But again, whatever the number is, the fact that people come and watch, it's more the viewers when I'm doing a live who come on and watch it. That's what makes it. A subscriber's just a number on a screen, really. Sometimes, I prefer it when I've actually got people interacting with me and coming to watch and stuff. I don't want to get too carried away on subscribers, but the viewers for every video I put on and what's important, and people who actually watch. A lot of people are subscribing, don't watch, so it's nice, and you get carried away with that. But I just like people coming and watching and enjoying the content and being part of the community. That's what it's all about. And if that stays at 4,200, I'm absolutely delighted with that. I never thought I'd have 400 people, Johnny the Frog. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So it's my passion. I'm sure that comes across. I hope it does anyway. Hey, Matty in chat. Come on, Leeds. Hey up, Angela. Yeah, he has spoken. Evening, Matty. Evening, David. Right then. So, has everyone seen what's happened tonight with Crystal Palace? Quite interesting. Let me share my screen. Seeing as we're talking about Palace. So they played a little game in Europe tonight. They needed to win to get into the top 8 of the Conference league stage, whatever it is, or risk falling into the playoffs. And they rested, bad for Leeds United to a degree, they rested pretty much the full 11, really. I'm looking at that side there, and Bar Lerma, who I think's a midfielder playing at centre half, and Uche, I didn't know anyone else there. Some of you might know, a few of these players are, but look at some of the squad numbers. They've put a lot of kids in there, even the goalkeeper they've swapped, and it didn't work. It didn't work for them. They actually went 1-0 up early on, and they went just after half time. They went 2-1 down. So they had to bring on the big hitters, or some of the big hitters. So luckily for us, Gaye's had to come on for 25 plus there were about 35 minutes, including stoppage time. Eddie and Ketty come on for the last 14 plus 10 injury added time. So Will Hughes, Mitchell, Mateta. Obviously, I love Mateta. He's a great striker. So you're looking there and you go Mateta, Mitchell, Hughes, and Ketty and Gaye. Those 5 will start. They'll start at Elland Road. So yeah, they rested a lot of players. They haven't played all the big hitters, no, but they've had to bring on. They'll have envisaged it might have been a tighter game than if they'd have played the full strength side. But I would assume they probably thought they had enough to get through with the team they had, based on the fact they were playing the Finnish champions, and they probably still fancy their chances. Let's be fair, he wanted to win this game. They needed to win this game. So the side he put out, Grasner, he would have thought were capable of winning this game. The fact he's had to rely on bringing on some of the people that will start at Elland Road, that's great news for us. I was a little bit good when I seen the initial lineup, but the fact they've had to bring them on, that's brilliant for us. That's brilliant. So yeah, they're not going to be too leggy, but yeah, he'd have much preferred not having to bring any of his big hitters on, but that's not been the case, and they actually fall into the playoff spots now. So yeah, it's one of them. Half of my football-related banter will go missing because half the customer base won't be in. But got 2 Man United fans to coexist with the Hull fans in the restaurant next door to keep Xmas going. Yeah, that will keep you going, that mate, 100%. Matty is a people person, just like Ricky Hatton was a man of the people. That's class, man. Thank you. Big Ricky Hatton fan, by the way. Big Ricky Hatton fan. Please tick on the likes and subscribe for that. Matty, thank you very much. Palace, spot on, Matty. Some of their big hitters had to come on. it will still be in their legs on Saturday, despite not being. Yeah, 100%. Of course it will. They've come on there and, they've had to try and go for that winner, and they've had to, expute so much more energy than they wanted to. They wanted to not bring them on at all, but they've had to come on there in sort of a high pressure moment, play about half an hour apiece, and really go for that win, which didn't come. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of legs, they'll be lagging going into the game on Saturday night, and be a little bit down in dumps. Hopefully too, the fact that they haven't won that game. He's took a risk there, and if they go to Elland Road and beat us, they'll probably be satisfied with that. If they come to Elland Road and lose, or leave with a point, then Grasner's got two results there bang wrong in terms of his lineup. That only works tonight if you go out there and still win, and they haven't. And I firmly believe they won't win at Elland Road at 8 o'clock on Saturday. They will not beat us at Elland Road. I'm sure of it. Their morale might be a bit low now because they've 2 extra games to play. 100%, mate. 100%. We will do Palace 2-1 because I'm going, says Mike. You are, mate. You are. Palace should in theory be a bit leggy on Saturday. Here's hoping. Yeah, I mean it's a mad sort of cluster of games for them. But this is the sort of punishment for being successful. They've got a decent squad. I think they've got a top draw manager. To be fair, they are going to play their strongest side at Elland Road. There's no doubt. I think they've got a cup game against Arsenal midweek next week. I think a few days after Leeds again, so they'll have one eye on that too. So it's really not ideal from their standpoint, but. We know for a fact they're going to put out, there'll be Mateta will be playing, Wharton will be playing, Hughes will be playing, Gay will be playing, they'll all be in for the trip to Elland Road. And they are top of the away form chart, away from home this season. They are the best. They are the creme de la creme of away sides in the Premier League. But we're not too bad at home. We aren't too bad at home. I think Wharton in midfield is going to be a great battle with our midfielders. I think Ampadu's had a great season so far. Obviously, Stack, and whether it's Tanaka or Gruev who starts, I'd assume with him being at home, Tanaka had a bit of an off game, didn't he, at the weekend? I expect Tanaka to be back on form. But that midfield three is going to be interesting because I think Wharton's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League for me. I think he's an outstanding player. And I'd have him in my England squad. Well, England, probably starting for England. I rate him that highly. I'm really interested to see how he goes at Elland Road. But the centre forward in Mateta, he is an absolute beast, and we've seen Leeds deal with a couple of beasts recently, no other than Haaland. But the problem with focusing too much on that focal point is we've been leaving a little bit of space in and around our box where these cutbacks to midfielders, marauding, it's all right, marking out a big centre forward, but leaving someone like Henderson to get a goal, leaving people like Foden on edge at box in previous games. Those cutbacks have been killing us this season. So it's all right, the striker not having a great day at Elland Road, having a great game against Leeds United, but we need to be wary of those runs from midfield, and Wharton will lap them up. Wharton's a great player, a very intelligent player, and someone. Will Hughes is in there as well. I guess with a couple of injuries have got, he's a tidy player, but it's Wharton who's the main one from midfield. So those cutbacks will be vital for them, and we need to make sure we watch that. Lineup wise for Leeds, it's going to be interesting to see what we do. We've mentioned out the news today in the press conferences that Lucas Metch's out again. I say devastating news. It's not a massive injury, but for each game that goes past, I do feel like it's a missed opportunity to build something really strong with him and Calvert-Lewin. I think they're our strongest two forwards, strongest combination in that forward line. I did like Okafor's first half against Brentford. I really liked it, to be fair. I do think he'll get better the more he plays there, but it does feel like Metch is a huge loss for us, especially in a game like Palace, who are going to come and be very hard to beat at Elland Road. They are a top side, even though I think we've got enough. I think we're on a bit of a purple patch at minute, and I expect Leeds to extend our unbeaten run from 3 to at least 4 games, and then hopefully keep it going. But yeah, Lucas Metch, the news that he's out again, it's a bit of a shame. I think he'll be back for Sunderland game after Christmas, hopefully. He's got another week there to recover with no Boxing Day game. But yeah, he's definitely a miss is Metcher. That's not the news. I think when we tune into the press conference, we always sort of just waiting for that team news, aren't we, and that injury news. And yeah, I'm a little bit gutted that, the only one we're really listening out for that. We've still got a few others out. Dan James is out still long term, but doesn't need surgery, which was good news. Sean Longstaff's still out, still in individual training. At the minute, not a massive miss. Be interesting to see what would happen if he was fit now and where we'd go with that midfield. because I do think he's fallen out of favour at the minute. With the performance of Taka, although Brentford wasn't a strong Tanaka performance. Graham says he still has to save some for Arsenal. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. It's a tough one that for him, innit? Because he's going to want to come to Elland Road and win. I personally think he's put them, that young side out today with the view of playing his strongest side for the Leeds and the Arsenal game. That's how I see it. I think they'll play back-to-back games. Well, pretty much the mix of his top sides. The man, the myth, the legend, tapping Matty. Come on, smash them likes. Yeah, please smash a like. I know I always hound you all for likes, but it really does help. So yeah, smash me a bloody like. Lucy, LFC Lucy, hey up, love. Hope you're well. Evening, Matty. Evening, all. Hope you're well. I'm good. I hope you're all good. I hope everyone's good in your family, but I hope your granddad's well. I always ask you about your granddad, but I never mention anybody else. I hope everyone's good, Jordan, Lucy. Ganging, don't think tonight will affect them too much, but do feel like if there's a good time to play Palace, it's Saturday due to the fixture pile-up. Yeah, you know what it is, right? Everyone's got to play everyone twice, but there is certain advantages to playing certain sides on at a certain time. There is, yeah, over the season you play everyone twice, and there's some massively tough games, especially for sides that have just come up. So you've got to take advantage of this. We play Sunderland next week, and I think we'll beat Sunderland. And on this channel, I've got people who watch us who are Sunderland fans. Me and Wayne, I've bridging the gap, and I guarantee when we beat them, they'll turn around and go, "Yeah, but we had players away at AFCON. If we'd have had Sadiq, it doesn't matter. It's about the here and now, and whatever players you've got, there's always going to be injuries, always going to be suspensions. But stuff like fixture pile up, like what's happening now with Palace, we need to take advantage of that, because this is a home game against Palace. We're going to have to go to London. We're going to have to go down south and play these away from home at some point. Probably when they're not in the mix of a pile up of fixtures. Potentially, maybe they are. Maybe they're smashing it all season, and this continues playing in all these competitions. But chances are, maybe next time we play them, they may have a week between games. Right now, they've got 3 games in 6 days, 5-6 days. We have to take advantage of that. We're at home. We are so good at home as well, regardless of base formation, regardless of tactics, regardless of any of that. At home, we are brilliant. I tell you, at home in the dark, we're even better. And these Sky changes that, Sky TV is fucking shit. They keep changing them. They keep putting us on later. To be fair, keep them coming. Keep them coming, Sky. Keep changing our fixtures to late kickoffs, because I quite fancy his chances when it gets dicky dark. You know what I mean? I genuinely do. I love night games anyway, but yeah, I just think for some of this season, maybe it's just we've got more time to get popped up, of all fans, get it Peacock, get it Dragon, get wherever you want to be, and have a few more jars. The early kickoffs, I think, sort of kill the atmosphere a little bit. Elland Road, the night kickoffs are somewhat special, aren't they? And whenever we win at home, the images are all over social media for everyone to see in the world, around the world, aren't they? And it's just epic, absolutely epic. Johnny the Frog, Palace will be concerned about playing us. They know Leeds are in good form. Yeah, I mean, their away form's brilliant. Like I say, I think they've lost 2 games away all season, but they are top of the away form chart. But when you look at travelling to another side, another stadium, Leeds have to be up there as one of the most feared outside of the top sides with the better players. If you look beyond going to your Cities and your Arsenals and maybe your Chelseas, outside that, those like European spots, and you look further down league, it's an intimidating place to come as Elland Road. It's such an intimidating place to go. We've had seasons not too long ago, where we used to be pushovers and rollovers, and we used to roll over and get his belly tickled, and we were mid-table championship side. We've been in League One. It's not always been that feared place, but the last few years, it certainly has been. Since Marcelo came back as well, it's been a place that's been rejuvenated. And anyone coming to Elland Road now, especially under Farker, these last 2.5 years, regardless of the level, we don't drop many points at Elland Road. It's just not something we see. We don't leave that stadium seeing many poor performances. Certainly don't leave that stadium seeing many points dropped either. And that's really translated into the Premier League. Yeah, we've lost a few. That's going to happen. Yeah, we've dropped some points, but we're in a game. We're in every game. We're in every game at Elland Road. I don't think we've lost a game at Elland Road this season by more than a goal, have we? We've been in the game till the final kick. There's no point ever leaving early at Elland Road because we're in the game. So yeah, it's an exciting prospect for me. Looking forward to rest of the season, knowing that if your home form's good, and you're going to be in and around the mix for, try to stay up, potentially going down. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm feeling more confident as the games go by, but the fact that as home form's so good, that stands in really good stead to stay in the division. You look at a team like West Ham, who it's a bit of turmoil, a bit of toxicity there, especially at home games, and they've had some good performances to beat Newcastle 3-1, didn't they, to West Ham? But you look at a side like that and think if the fans and the club are aligned, that can become a massive problem. And when you have to rely on away performances like is your bread and butter, away points, you're up against it, really. I think we'll get 70-75% of our points at home, but we do need to pick up a few wins along the way away from home. And the second half at City, obviously Brentford away, it's looking now like we can actually string a decent performance together away from home. And if we can do that, that will translate at some point into points, no doubt about it. And we've got a couple of really tough away fixtures after Palace. So first and foremost, we take care of Palace, and then you go to Liverpool, Sunderland and Liverpool. Fairly confident we can get some of there as well by the manner of the performance, hopefully, going into Saturday and beyond. And then we've got the scum at home in the new year, which is brilliant. So I think it's a tough run, these next 4 games on paper. But I think if we play our game and stick to our principles and bring that energy level, that I think we will, because these are tough games. Brentford away, I felt like after we climbed that mountain and done so well against Liverpool and Chelsea, I feel like it was a little bit of and we still got a point. We still played well, but I always thought that'd be an hard game to get up for. All of a sudden now, you've got Palace coming, we're going to be fairly leggy, maybe a little bit down after tonight's result. And they come and they're a top side, and Leeds will be gunning for them. And then away at Sunderland and away at Liverpool and at home at Manchester United, they're going to be, I think it's going to be up there again, level performance. That energy level, that desire, what we saw in that week against City, Chelsea and Liverpool, I expect that to be back. So I'm dead excited, for this next month. And then you hit January, don't you? Well, these next 4 games, sorry. Then you hit January in a few weeks' time. Then hopefully all hell breaks loose. But it probably won't. You know what they're like? It probably won't. Probably sign Jimmy Kebe again or something. Oh. Palace will want to be strong for Tuesday night, as they will need to win 3 games to qualify for Europe next season. I agree. I concur. Matty's a legend. Thank you, mate. Hey up, Tony. 8 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday night is insane. Nightmare for away sport. It's awful for away sports. Luckily, we ain't away on this one. But yeah, it happens, doesn't it? We've got to play, what is it, Chelsea away at New Year on a Tuesday night, I think. Mad. We're there. 8:15 kickoff. I think that one is. This is what happens, isn't it? Fans still go to games. People still tune in. But the 8 p.m. kickoffs at Elland Road are special. They're special. Obviously, it's not far for us to travel, so it's not too bad. But I think it gives us an advantage. I don't know why it is. I just think the atmosphere is so much better at night, and maybe it is down to a few more drinks. I don't know what it is, but whether it's a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Saturday, or a bloody Sunday, if it's past 3 o'clock and 5, 8 or 8 o'clock, I think it's just next level. Hey up, Passion for Leeds. How you doing? Leeds. Graham says I would prefer Nonto. He has more experience than Okafor in that position, even for Italy. Yeah, I mean Nonto, you can get sort of not tarnished, but you can get sort of branded. Kite was a bit of a super sub, an impact player, and Nonto's won a penalty against Liverpool and then come on and assisted that header for Calvert-Lewin with a great ball. A ball we've seen so many times by Nonto. At his time at Leeds, he's delivered that ball so many times. Problem he's got, Okafor's definitely fancied over him in that in that front two. I think, would he even start on the right currently with Dan James out, or would he still revert back to an Aronson? You'd like to think now, wouldn't you? Nonto's shown enough in those, because under Farke, if you're not starting, and you may only get 15-20 minutes a game plus stoppage time, you've got to show impact as soon as you come on pitch, and it's difficult. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes to get you feel your way into a game, and you don't always get more than that. And you've got to impact the game in those small minutes given, and he's doing that at the minute. He's Nonto, but I don't massively want to see a change there at minute game, in my opinion. I think Okafor's doing great. A little bit more end product, but he's playing in a position that's a little bit unknown to him as of late. I know he played there. He's played there for Salzburg. He's played there a little bit, I think, for AC. He can play that middle. He likes to play on left, but tough shit. You play where you're told, And he were really effective and really good in that first half. So I'd like to see him stick with same sort of formation and same personnel, and see if he can maybe just get an end of something, can maybe just create. Because let's be fair, as much as he maybe should have done better in certain circumstances, Okafor, for me, against Brentford, Like, I even see people talk, oh, I think Pirro might have put that chance away on Nonto. I don't know if they'd have actually got the chance, though, because a lot of the chances that Okafor had in that first half, he made himself, with that desire and that pace, and that strength to get in and get behind the defenders. So I don't know if some of the players actually beat the man in general. And he gives us something so different to Calvert-Lewin. And I think Okafor wouldn't have, it sounds a bit daft because Okafor's explosive and he's a talent, but I think Nonto off the bench will give more of an impact than Okafor personally. I think that's just fact that we've seen the last couple of games. So I wouldn't change it at the minute because it's not broken. But I think another decent sub performance grade by Nonto, and I'm probably there with you. I don't think you can keep just churning out, decent sub appearance after sub appearance 3-4 games in a row and not be knocking on door for a start. And I think you've got to reward that meritocracy. You've got to give him a chance. But I think he's had 2 great sub cameos. Let's see him have a third game. Yeah, let's see him do it again. That's what I'm hoping for, because you need the bench at the minute for Leeds. We saw it against Liverpool and we've seen it against Brentford. We've seen it in the last 2 games. It's almost more important than the players that are starting the game. It really is. That the last couple of games, the subs that Farke's made have come on and impacted the game. And whether you give Farke credit for that or you give the squad, which a lot of people said wasn't good enough, you give them the credit for that. I don't really care who deserves the credit. It's working, and that needs to be a thing. The bench needs to be able to elevate that on the pitch when the starters aren't sort of doing it. And I do think the 3-5-2 formation, in my opinion, is a really good base formation to start with to stay in the game. I know at Liverpool it were 2 unforced, two individual headers, sort of unforced as well to a degree. If we hadn't done that, it may be 0-0. Maybe we'd have gone on and scored, and we could have maybe stayed in that formation. Would have won the game in a 3-5-2. But as it was, a couple of mistakes made. A formation change were definitely needed. We went to a 4-2-3-1 against Brentford as well to come back into that. So there's an argument that the 3-5-2 has actually gone out the window in the goals and the moments we've scored to get the points in the last 2. But I think as a starting formation, it's a brilliant formation. And if everyone does a job right, I think that's our best way to keep a clean sheet is a 3-5-2 as well. It's just we've been caught out and then we've had to change it to go, maybe attack the game. But I could see, especially in away games, a 3-5-2. I think there'll be at some point there'll be a shithousery 1-0 coming away from home for Leeds United, which I can't wait for. And I'm dying for a clean sheet, which I hope we see at Elland Road on Saturday. But yeah, I'd stick with Okafor for now. But Nonto's not far away from a start. I do think in a 3-5-2 it's going to be harder for Nonto to play. Surely, and this is no slight on because Nonto's one of my favourite players. I think he should be playing. When we play 4-3-3, Nonto should be on right for me. But I tell you what, if he drops Okafor and plays Nonto in the 10, false 9, second striker, just however you want to say, if he plays him in one of those 2 positions, what's Pirro thinking, man? What's Pirro thinking? Like, we now know he's 4th choice striker, don't we? We know you got Calvert-Lewin, Metcher, Okafor, then Pirro. If Nonto starts ahead of him, chuffing Nora. Mad, innit? Farke's voice is proper grinding me gears, laugh my ass off, says Andy. Plus, it's always the same waffle. Sets them up right players. Fans will carry his line 2-0 leads because draws ain't good at home. No, I mean, I ain't going to cry if we draw this game, but I do think we're a tough game, a few games coming up. Maximum points are needed, but I'm not going down the thing of a must win, and it's not a game, by any right Leeds should be winning. The law of averages say we should lose this game. When you look at the team, they'll be rested to a point. They've had to put a few big hitters on tonight, but they're not coming in massively leggy. Click on to hope they're a little bit leggy, maybe mentally fatigued as well. But they're going to come and they're the best away side in the league currently after 16 games. So it's going to be a tough gig for us. But yeah, let's hope we can get the win. How do, Matty? How do, West Yorkshire Retro Gamer? How you doing? Sky Sports Leeds, Elland Road under the lights is unmatched. Lucy, 100%. It's special, isn't it? Really special. Closest we get to a Champions League night, innit? I just play it in my head. Something like that, wasn't it? I don't know. Sorry. I'm confident against anyone at home. Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. Anybody can come Elland Road and this season. And I'm going to back us to get some sort of result. So looking forward to Saturday. Can't wait to meet you boys again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you, my mate. Looking forward to it. The fixture should have been Sunday afternoon, but Palace requested the move to Saturday due to the Arsenal Cup game. So it's not Sky Sports' fault this time. Do feel for Palace fans. I don't. They had a nice trip to Shelbourne overnight. They're in Europe, man. They're in Europe. Sodom. But yeah, I know what you mean. It just is what it is, isn't it? So yeah, it's not that Sky. It's not their request. Yeah, I sort of get it. Either way, it will poor for them, won't it? Either way, we're going to be difficult. Say Saturday makes the Leeds game harder. Sunday would have made the Leeds game easier. Give them an extra day, but then it's making the Arsenal game harder. So yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. I do think they'll thought that they would have had enough with the youngsters out there today to beat them, but it wants to be. It wants to be. And hopefully they get the lineup wrong against us. Easy. Sorry I'm late. It's all right, mate. All right, Jake. Having missed out and plenty of big players out for Palace, but I know what we're like when we're against weekend opposition. Yeah, well, Jake, they are. I don't know what you've seen. I'm always 10, 15, sometimes half an hour behind on chat because I waffle on, don't I? But yeah, they played the young side out today, didn't they? And they drew 2-2. They had to bring 4 or 5 of the big hitters on. Yeah, and they drew. So a bit of a poor result today for Palace, but they did heavily rest their side. So the lads who were starting at Elland Road will be their first 11, their strongest side. But there will be a little bit of fatigue in there because they did have to bring a few of them later on. But yeah, you haven't missed much, mate. Just waffle. Evening, guys. Hey up, Alan. Hope you're well. I'm loving your confidence and score prediction, West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. Leeds at home look pretty decent. No doubt Palace are doing well this season, but Elland Road is a unique experience for every opponent. Yeah, of course it is. And let's be fair, we all sort of want the stadium developments to go ahead, but it's a little bit of all in all of us, I think. A little bit in all of us that, yeah, you've got to move with times. We want to get more fans in the stadium as well. That has to be paramount when you've got a waiting list as long as we have. I think I'm 21,000 font list. Mental. But I've only done this 4 or 5 years ago. They want even a list, you know. But we want to evolve. We want to get bigger. We want that atmosphere to, you know, drown out everybody, you know. And imagine 50,000 of us, like, whoa, mental. But a little bit of us worries done it, that it changes everything. Imagine, I mean, anyone I want to hear who's into rugby league, I'm a Leeds Rhinos fan too. Went to all games growing up, all finals, like season ticket at Headingley. We were a rugby family. Only me who bothered about football. As soon as they redeveloped the South Stand, brilliant facilities, unreal facilities. It's a great stadium. Lost the atmosphere though. The South Stand, it's dead compared to what it was. Half seats, half just dead. And my worry would be, you know, when Elland Road gets redeveloped, if it ever happens again, to keep moving goalposts on it, I think it's fear of not being in Premier League potentially as well as the Leeds City Council dragging their heels. But yeah, the unique experience for every opponent is 100% correct. And I am shitting myself that changes a little bit with the redevelopments. And I know they'll put stuff in place so it doesn't. And I just hope that's the case because it's unbelievable. And it's not even being biased. It just is an unbelievable atmosphere and experience for all involved. It really is. I mean, I don't know if you saw that Chelsea fan after we beat them 3-1 last other week came out one year. I think he done a match day vlog and we were talking about it. He said, I've been to everywhere, been to Old Trafford, been to St James's Park, been here, been there, been to Arsenal, all these places. Nothing compares to what it's like at Elland Road. Best atmosphere in football, period. And it was so nice to hear, even though we're an horrible Chelsea fan, nice to hear an opposition fan just come out and be like, wow, that's like entering the bear pit. It was such a buzz as a Leeds fan to hear that. And it's not we don't already know, but it's just class. It's just class. Mateta's having minutes managed as a few. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's come on today for 25, 30 minutes and towards the end. I think he starts, in my opinion, but if not, they've got Nketiah. They've got a few options. They've got a decent squad. They've had to get a bulky sort of squad to deal with the load. They knew this load were coming. You know, they knew they were going to be playing in Europe and hopefully going deep into cup competition. So they've got an all right squad to sort of deal with it. But I fully expect, you know, Mateta to play on Saturday. Come January, the Leeds results will fall off and we will also be skint. I hope not. We need to do a little bit in January, don't we? Even though I'm happy with the squad, we need a little bit. We need a little bit of help. Mark, I hope Farker makes subs before 65 minutes this time. You know what it is? I'm torn with this because if you're basing it on the Brentford game, I kind of were happy what we'd sort of seen. I think he changed it at half time, to be fair. I mean, if you look at the way we're playing it first half, it's sort of every opportunity we were going back to Perry, and Perry were, were the one putting it long. I think in second half we were a bit more direct without having to go back to Perry, and we played a little bit more on front foot. And I kind of feel the goal that we conceded came against one of the player. I wasn't, sat at home screaming at my TV, make a sub on 65 minutes, if I'm honest, against Brentford. Pre-City, I agree with everything you say there. Like, his subs have been shocking. Obviously, since City to Liverpool, it's been decent. But then, because he hadn't made a sub on 65 and they scored just after that, it's that same sort of story again. But I actually felt against Brentford, Matt, we were actually doing okay. So for me, it's all about game state. I mean, if we're 2-0 up on 65th minute, maybe you don't have to make a change. It all depends on, and he got lucky at Brentford that they scored around the period, but you'd be wanting them to make a sub, to be proactive, and you go get that goal. I did think it would come in anyway, but there's an argument to say he should have injected those subs a little bit earlier, because they scored it were fairly unlucky, to be honest, in my opinion. But yeah, it depends on game state. I do think subs earlier are. He's missed the boat on a lot of. I think he's missed out on some points, even over 2.5 years he's been here, by his stubbornness with subs and his reactive sort of nature as a manager, as opposed to being proactive. And yeah, we'll have to see in this game. It depends on how game's going. But at least now, Mark, he's got people on the bench who can make an impact and a difference. I feel like in his tenure at Leeds United, he hasn't trusted his bench. All of a sudden now, like even Pirro, who he doesn't look like he massively trusts at this level, I don't think he's got any problem in chucking him in the right circumstance. Willing on to all of a sudden looks an absolute baller. We know he trusts Gruev. We've seen Bornau come on. We know he trusts Justin. I look at that bench now and I think at least Farker looks at his bench, and I don't think there's anyone, maybe bar Harrison. I think Harrison's fallen maybe into down his pecking order finally, to what probably fans have in terms of their pecking order. But I think he looks at his bench and I think he fancies most of them. Genuinely, I think he looks at them and goes, they can do a job for me. Just depends on the game state. But he hasn't had that at Elland Road since he's been there for me. But he has now, so that's decent. I look at our bench and think that. So I think he does. Got my fingers crossed. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'll find out about Ballot. Tell you what, I'm going to be gutted if I don't get a ticket for that scum game. I really am. I'm going to be absolutely gutted, but we'll see. Good luck to anyone who's in Ballot for scum game, because if you don't get one on Ballot, there's not going to be many frees. Tickets getting freed up, I don't think. And I know on Exchange and game week they come back on, and I'm constantly refreshing. But I think that's the one game that, yeah, I think some people would pick over. I was going to say if the Nan died, but I probably shouldn't say that. But if something major happens, they're probably still going to go to scum game. It's that one game, innit? It's that one game where you're just like, I can't miss that game. No matter what's going on in my life, I've got to go. So, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of unhappy people tomorrow, because there'll be thousands in Ballot and only a select few will get them. Calls me Passion for Leeds, not even in my own name. Passion for Leeds, mate. Passion, because you don't do no more YouTube anymore. So it's nice. It's nice just to remind myself that you used to. But I love you, Callum. Fingers and toes crossed for Saturday, yeah. You are, Dave. Chris says 67 watching. That was about 48 hours ago. 83 watching now. Cheers, Chris. 28 likes. 40 likes. 83 watching. Please smash that like button, please. I'd much appreciate it. It helps get more people into the room. Please subscribe if you're new here. Yeah, a few of us are going. Matty's looking sharp after his Christmas haircut and trim. I'm seeing shades of a young Clark Gable. Errol Flynn. I don't know who they are. Should I know who they are? Let me just Google that. Who is that? Shall we have a look? Clark Gable. Let's have a look. Clark Gable. Who the hell's Clark Gable? Should I know who he is? Oh, I love that. That's funny. That's all right, is that? I'll take that. Shall I show you? I don't know if anyone in chat's ever heard of this guy, but I have. Mr. Clark Gable. What are we saying? Old movie star from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Mr. Clark Gable. Maybe I should know who he is. Looks like a bit of a legend, actually, doesn't he? Mr. Clark Gable. Yeah, I'll take that. I will take that. I've been getting called Gary Neville on TikTok by quite a few people. Yeah, I don't need to check out where Errol Flynn is, but I'll have a look at that one later. But Clark Gable, I'll take that. Cheers, Johnny. Absolute legend. Oh, I think Farker fancies a lasting club canteen because he's always in there looking at it. Class. Hey up, Robbie. I like Nonto off the bench so he can roast and exhaust the fullback, but he can start to. Yeah, I think he can do both. I think at the minute, I'm one of them who don't sort of change something that don't need changing. Don't fix something that's not broken. That old saying. And at the minute, he's absolutely unreal off the bench. I do think at some point, if it continues, you've got to give him a chance. You can't just keep going, yeah, you're a super sub. I think you've got to, if he's earning his stripes, I think you've got to give him a start. But right now, I think he's got maybe another one or two of them in locker, so keep it going. Hey up, Edwin. Come on, Leeds marching on together. Yes, 100%. All right, Matty, mate, just come over from the midweek Mackems. Hey up, John McKinney, Ian Brown. What is actually your real name? Is it Ian Brown or John McKinney? But yeah, thanks for tuning in, my mate. And it's all about Leeds and Sunderland after this Palace game. Oh, yes, love it. Love it. All good, thanks, mate. Hope you're well too. Contemplating a couple of minor changes to my channel in the new year. Watch this space. Yeah, good lad. Good lad, mate. As long as you enjoy doing it, that's the main thing as well. But yeah, don't change too much to where you're forcing the issue because you don't like it. And you may not start liking it. Just do what you want to do, and hopefully people connect. But yeah, I've seen a little bit of yours. I haven't seen too much, to be fair. It doesn't flag up on mine. But I don't watch as much YouTube as I used to. I used to watch everybody. Now I don't watch as much. Just watch odd bits now. Evening, Matty, not stopping, but have a good Xmas and a pint on me. Well, you've definitely gone now, Brett, because I'm way behind. But thank you so much, and I hope you have a good Christmas too. But there'll be plenty of opportunities to say Merry Christmas to me because I'm going nowhere. I'm back tomorrow for Late Night Leeds. I'll have an instant match reaction in car with Priestley, hopefully, 10:30, 11 o'clock Saturday night, straight after the game. And there'll be match day vlog out Sunday. And then, yeah, just something non-stop, wall to wall. Imagine Not Being Leeds. Johnny the Frog, a serious question. Serious from you? Serious? Imagine Not Being Leeds. Is that you singing the opening song on your channel? If so, you have an outstanding. It's not me singing. It's not me singing on that. I do like singing though, and I can hold the tune. But no, it's not me singing in that song. No, I wrote the lyrics. I wrote it, but it's not me singing. I've always liked songwriting, and like I say, I can sing. I've done gigs. I've sang in karaoke competitions. I can hold a tune. But yeah, that is not me singing. I cannot sing to that level. But yeah, I can hold a tune. Will Metcher and Longstaff be back for the match at Stadium of Light? Metcher, I think so. Longstaff, no. But I think Metcher will be. Again, we never know, but yeah, I'm confident Metcher will be back next week. Edwin, Nonto Tanaka off the bench, Matty, pal, come on, Leeds. Yeah, I want Tanaka to start myself, but we'll have to see. He was a little bit off it, wasn't he? But I think for me, you start Tanaka at Elland Road 100% of the time. And then away from home, you can maybe look at Longstaff. I won't play Gruev. I'd always play Tanaka myself. I don't want to be too reserved. I want us to go for the game, but I don't think there'll be anyone starting other than Tanaka personally on Saturday. Longstaff's staff seems to be getting short. No, we are missing Longstaff, James, and Metcher. Yeah. We've had some injury. We topped the injury list, for which is something we didn't really need. A newly promoted side and all that shit. We could have done with keeping the bulk of our squad together. It would have been a help. Already having a thin squad anyway. Dan James, for me, I'm absolutely gutted how his season sort of looks like it's going to be heading. I just don't see him getting back into a full swing with these injuries. It's just non-stop with him, innit? He's got another 8 weeks, is it? Or 8 weeks in total, but he doesn't need an operation, which is good. But again, we don't know, do we? I remember something similar. Remember with Pascal Strauch the year? He might need an operation. And then he doesn't need an operation. And we waited all that length of time. And actually, guess what, guys? Needs an operation. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Sky know that Leeds are guaranteed watch at nights for the neutrals. It's a no-brainer for Sky to swap. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So if you're, I don't watch many games outside Leeds now, but just for time and stuff like that. But if Leeds are on telly, you're guaranteed that any fan's going to stick that game on. Don't matter who we're playing, it's Leeds, so they'll watch it. Late nights, you'll still have away support travel to Leeds because it's Leeds, Elland Road, big away day, and obviously we still fill it regardless. So it makes sense, really, doesn't it? do we though, Mate? Kind of don't want to lose this nostalgia. No, I know. I get that too. Like, I actually quite like this. Some seats in Elland Road where you've got a fucking pillar in front of you, do you know, restricted view, and you think, yeah, it's not that bad. Top of each stand, you get some that says restricted view, and it's just like the handbar, you know, like the handrail, and you can see fine. It's like, hell, that's no. Then you get in cop, and you're like, yep, that's restricted, right? That's restricted, all right. But yeah, adds a character. But yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you know, we need more fans in ground. You know, there's no point having the huge fan base in a stadium that can't facilitate the extra 50,000 that probably want to be in there. But yeah, there is an argument that there's 25,000 or 30,000 on waiting list for the season ticket, and there's an argument that you're only going to go down maybe 8,000 on list, maybe, because there's going to be so many corporate hospitality and all that tickets, because that's where Wonga is, isn't it? You know, we pay out in between 40 and 60 quid for a match day ticket. Hospitality is out in between 300 and 600 quid a ticket. So that's where Wonga is. So yeah, that's why there's a worry that we'll lose that, because a lot of the tickets will be going to there. But yeah, we've got to move with times. We've got to move with times. Me and my dad used to watch Leeds Rhinos occasionally. He spotted Bulls and me Rhinos. We used to have fun with Rhinos. But yeah, well, that's back this year. I'm happy about that as well. Magic weekend against Bradford. I'll be going to that one at Everton Stadium, I think. But yeah, that's class. So I grew up going to all Rhinos games. Johnny the Frog, he has an album on Spotify. Yeah, I do. If you search Imagine Not Being Leeds on Spotify, I've got an album on there. About 8 tracks. I wrote all the tracks. Bauer marching on together. I did turn marching on together into a ballad. I need to start putting link out for that more, because I'm actually really proud of that. There's some really good songs in it, really, really good. But I never really speak about it that much now, because I think I spoke about it quite a bit and no one really was that bothered. So I just stopped talking about it. Like my t-shirts, I've got t-shirts and merch and that for sale. But you know, you look at other channels like Jared and stuff, and you know, it's really professional, and you can see what he does and what he's got, and it's just not me. Like, I forget these things I do, because I go from one sort of project to another. I've got quite a catalogue of stuff behind me, but I don't really promote any of it. I just me. Evening, Matty. Leeds are winning 3-0, pal. Matt, are they? No. I'm joking. I'm full of beans today. 3-0, pal. March on together. Best team at our home games. Don't win away. Away game. Losing away to Man City is not good. Elland Road, best place. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I don't care who comes to Elland Road, Edwin. We are going to give them a game. We are going to give whoever comes to Elland Road a game. 4th of Jan. Ooh, bring it on. Bring it on. You do realise, don't you? Regardless what happens in the next few games, which is massively important, every game's important, you do all realise, don't you, that scum game, that roof's coming off when we tonk them one. I think we're going to do what we did to Chelsea. We're going to bang 3 or 4 goals in that game. Hopefully we don't concede, but maybe I'd probably predict a 3-1. The roof's going to come off Elland Road when play scum, you know that, right? It's going to be fucking mental. Mental. Jason Lellis, we're all a bit worried about Elland Road. We'll always be Leeds, though. Yeah. No, of course we will. No matter what happens, we will. No matter what. The Rhino and the Bull are both noble beasts. They are indeed. Have you heard the Old Trafford noise? Wow, it's like a fucking library. It is. And once a few granny's pipe up, they sing Nick Mac. Fucking paddy whack. Love that, Andy. Yeah, it is. I'm intrigued to see what Anfield's like. I've got a ticket for Leeds Liverpool game, and I've always thought Anfield with this cauldron of noise and You'll Never Walk Alone makes airs and back in next stand up, and that regardless of who you support, it's like an emotional song in it. And I've been told it's not as powerful as you think, and they haven't been playing over speakers, and it's all atmospheric rather than like authentic. I'm really intrigued to see, like, you know, started going to odd away game, like went to Arsenal. The atmosphere is just nothing like you have at Elland Road. Brighton, nothing like you have at Elland Road. Wolves, a little bit more of it's not an old stadium, but had a bit more of that sort of cauldron feel to it, but still not a patch in Elland Road, you know. It's just special, isn't it? Martin, late to the stream, myself, Matty, but I'll listen back in full while on my way to work at 7 a.m. in the morning. No worries, Martin. Thanks for that message, pal. You know me anyway, Martin. I don't even know if it's worth a listen to, honestly. Just enjoy your drive to listen to some Christmas songs or something, Martin. It's probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. I don't know how good my streams are to listen back to. You know, like a lot of people do podcasts and stuff, and they have it on Spotify, don't they? You know, they have the lives on Spotify, the streams, and I don't know how these play back. You know, my reading checks. I can't even read really, so I don't know how it plays back just to listen to while you're driving or whatever. But I appreciate the fact you'd even do it, to be honest. But yeah, thanks a lot. Please listen, actually, Martin. Non-honest be brought on earlier in games. Yeah, Dave, it's again, for me, depends on game state, but he's absolutely thriving at the minute. Nonto isn't in the championship. He was a bench option, and I thought that were well below his level. But he never really showed. I mean, you think his last 2 sub appearances, it's probably the most impact he's had in 2 years, which is mad. But I do feel like he's sort of, had a bit of a, I don't know, he's sort of been held back a little bit in championship. You look at him and think he should have done what Dan James did in championship. He just fucking smashed it to pieces, because I actually think he's a Premier League player, and a good Premier League player at that, and we're seeing it again now. So yeah, Matty's voice reminds me of someone like Joe Cocker, a singing voice of the highest order. Love that. Legend. Reckon we only do 1 loan. Need more than 1, don't we? Harrison or Pinot will be gone in January. Yeah, I think both of them maybe. I think they might look at loans with options and obligations. That's the way to get by in it. If you can get some decent players in who may be worth a bob or two, but you can get it in with an obligation. If we stay up, we will pay 15 million quid for this lad in summer. That's how you want to do it. And then if you go down, you haven't got to pay that, hopefully. But they give you a big shot in arm and a big chance of staying up. He does. He's a very wise man. A few of us wondered, says Jason, if we'd be looking back at the summer transfers. What's everyone thinking now? I think we're going to struggle with the players we have. The January window isn't ever great. You think we're going to struggle? Well, I look at the players we brought in, and I've never thought we had a bad squad, Jason. I didn't. I honestly, and if you've watched me for long enough now, you'll know after the Forest game, I wanted Farker gone, and I still think I'm glad he's here now because of how we turn it around, and I'm happy for him to stay as long as we keep winning games. But I'm still surprised he's here. I thought he should have gone after Forest, and I would always have I were never against the board really, because I looked at him for, well, they spent 100 million quid, which is, you can say it's fuck all in this day and age, but 100 million quid's been spent on players. They brought in 10 players. Farker signed off on every single one of them. So Farker wanted every player we signed. A lot of fans didn't want Calvert-Lewin. Farker wanted Calvert-Lewin. And look how well Calvert-Lewin is doing. And I think now, as time's gone on, these players are starting to look good now. You see him now get minutes now. Perry's now having a running team. Beale's now in team. Longstaff's been hit and miss, but when he's been on it, he's been brilliant. One of his better players for that sort of purple patch we had in the middle of the season when it were really good. He was like the standout. Goodmanson's had moments of, but looks an absolutely great left back, wing back, whatever position he plays. I do think he's a great player, and I think he's an upgrade on Firpo at this level. Metcher and Calvert-Lewin have been great. So I actually think who we've brought in has been brilliant, but I certainly think we need more in January, because the problem is if we stand still, everyone around us won't stand still. And we're already, in a dogfight. We may already not stay up. If nobody signed a player till the end of the season, we may still not have enough. But the facts are the teams around us are going to spend, and we probably can't match what they spend. So we need to be smart, and we've done smart business in summer. And the smart business we've done are really good players, really, really good players, but have injury records. And that's the gamble. You can't get everything you want, or you'd be spending £50 million on every player. Calvert-Lewin once upon a time was a £40 million player. Why ain't he no more? Because he's injury prone. Okafor's a great talent. Why ain't he, up at 30-40 million pounds? Because he's inconsistent and he's injury prone. Metcher, same again. Really attribute wise, he's really good. You look at him, everything you want from a striker. Pace, he's strong. Can finish. Why ain't he worth more? Because of his injury record. So maybe we're going to do something similar in January. Maybe we're going to. That's the model we've got to look at to strengthen. But it is a gamble, and it is a risk. Recruiting that way, because if it doesn't work out, you're knackered, aren't you? But so far, so good for the players we've brought in. We've had loads of injuries, as I've said earlier, but Calvert-Lewin's the main one. You've got a few others in there, Okafor, who hopefully can stay fit. Metcher, we know long-term injury, and he can stay fit. And I think he stands in good stead, but we need to be smart in January. We need to get some deals done. There'll be loads of loans available for people who want game time, for World Cup. Kobe Mainu, people like that, who are getting game time at Scum. They're probably not going to come to Leeds because there might be better offers. Guess what? There might be better offers, guys, than Leeds United. But we need to be in the mix. We need to be in the mix. We need to. For me, I want to see us hit the ground running. I don't want to still be talking about players in 25th of January, 26th. I don't want that. I don't want a busy deadline day, because I want it to already be done by 10th of Jan. Can't we be done? If it's 2-3 players to come in, or 1 or 2 and a couple to go out, can't we just have it done by 10th of Jan? We've known all season what players we need. You know, we want a 10, maybe a striker, maybe a right winger, maybe cover at fullback. We already know what positions we're weak in. Just get it done. Get it done early. Yeah, I need to look at that one. Gone with the Wind. Ah, okay. If anyone says you look like Neville Bros, then they need their eyes testing or they need plastic corrective surgery in quick. Yeah, I think it's because I've got a little tash going on that I think I get called Gary Neville all the time. Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind. Yeah, I was only one then who didn't know who that guy was. Can't claim fame to such a brilliant song you made. I said, "Arr." Lee Naylor, hey up, mate. Okafor's definitely got a goal in him. Just needs to get sharper, like DCL. So come good. Hope you're well, Matty, and all. Yeah, Lee, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Broke up for Christmas, so I'm good. Happy days. Yeah, I think Okafor has got a goal. He's already got 2. It's just gone a bit quiet of late, hasn't he? But he has got 2 goals. He's definitely dropped off a little bit. But I think there's a lot more to come from Okafor. I really do. I think there's a lot more to come from him. I'm the same. I don't get to watch as many streamers on either Facebook or YouTube as I used to. Yeah, I used to watch everybody. I ain't got time no more to watch them all. Ian Brown is my name, but for some reason it comes up with my mate's name, McKinney. Made the account about 7 years. I don't know why all of a sudden, a while ago, it just changed everyone's username on here. So now it's different to what it used to be. I'm used to who you are now, so I hope it don't change back. But yeah, I'll keep calling you Ian than I thought you were. Yeah, cheers, mate. My mind does not switch off, Johnny. I've always wrote songs, poems, and all sorts of My notes in my phone are just I've got probably about 300 separate either just notes and passwords and stuff, and then probably 100 where it's rhymes and sentences and paragraphs and part songs and bits and it's a bit weird really. I don't know why. I just can't ever switch off. I've always got stuff going on in my head. Get likes in, lads and lasses. Matters are good. And cheers, Lee. Yeah, please smash a like. 83 watching, 54 likes. Please smash a like on the video. And I hope you're all going to come back tomorrow for Late Night Leeds. All come back for Late Night Leeds tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. My favourite night of the week. Absolutely love Friday nights with lads. Longstaff and Metcher should be in and around the... Yeah, I think so, mate. Longstaff, I'm not sure about. Maybe I've misheard, but I thought Longstaff might be a little bit longer. He's still not in team training, so unless he's in team training on Monday, I don't think he'll play. But hopefully he's in and around it. But I think Metcher will be back, won't he, mate? Matty is fast becoming a legend. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks so much, man. Honestly, you say nicest stuff. Recall Ramazan and say a few quick, Graham. I'm all about that. I'm all about that, mate. I've had them seats in Cop Yelling. Yeah, in Cop, because you stand now anyway, you all sort of bunch together, don't you? So you don't actually ever have to get behind pillar now. You can sort of like shift across. There's only a few of us that can achieve legend status within our lives. Hey up, Pahu Kuti. I probably murdered that. I hope you're well. Palace had to play their better plays for the last 30 minutes. Got to play against 10 and still didn't win. Yeah, 100%. I pulled team up just at the beginning of the stream, and yeah, they'll have been gutted they had to do that too. Don't get me wrong, they won't have wasted too much energy, but they won't want it to waste anyway. Well, they will have expected the younguns are put out to have been able to do a job against the Finnish champions at home as well, and it didn't work out. So for Leeds, it's a second best sort of like scenario we could have hoped for. We'd have hoped they played the strongest side, but unfortunately, with the level of opposition, they didn't have to. But the fact they've had to bring on, I think, 5 of their starting players who will start Elland Road, it's better for us. Craig Longhorn. Hey up, Craig, how you doing, mate? Yeah, that used to be my karaoke song back in there. About 15, 20 years ago. A million love songs take that. I love it. Hey up, John. Hi, Matty. Have you heard any more about the Japanese striker at Leeds were linked with in January? No, I've not heard all else since, mate. There were him and there were Parrott are the 2 strikers that I've heard the most about. But again, we're definitely going to sign a striker for me, John. We're definitely interested in a striker. Just because we want one, need one, they're interested, doesn't mean we'll get one done. But the lad at Feyenoord, I personally would take the gamble on him. I think he looks outstanding. And again, just got to sort of sit these ones out. I've not heard anything out of the ordinary. I'd heard some, read a few articles, looked at him and thought, wow, what a player. He will leave and go to a top side. Will it be in January? I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope Leeds are looking at him, John. But you never know with these things. All I'll ever do is if I see something, you know, if I see something I think it's credible, I'll tell you. I'll be like, oh, this could happen. I've heard X and Y. But with that one, I've not heard anything. I've just read a couple of articles after a couple of conversations with a mate. And yeah, hopefully there's legs to it. You should always play one of your tunes at the end of every podcast. What have I got? What have I got on here? Because obviously I've got them saved, but then some of them I delete for space. But I've got marching on together the ballad. I've got White and Gold, Gary Speed. I've got Scrapbook Memories. They're the ones I've got on. So yeah, I'll play one out. Not everybody likes them though. I did one last time, and someone put, "Oh, none of this AI shit." But yeah, I mean, I was actually the album I've made. I was going to go to the studio and record the album because, like I say, I can sing and I wanted to sing it, but I don't have the funds to go do that, and it doesn't really sound good over there. I don't know how to do all the reverb and all that shit, so it sounds crap. So I just did it. I just put it through an AI vocal, which is a bit annoying because then everyone sort of downplays it. But I can sing them, but yeah, just not as good as that. Can't do it studio quality. Hi, Matty. Talked last summer over a swap deal, Pido for Hamer. Got a feeling this will happen. I hope so. Bob, I did a video last night on Hamer. I would love Hamer. Some people are saying, you know, he's not good enough and they'd rather have X and Y, but I think Hamer's definitely good enough for Premier League. He's not having a good season this season, but neither is Sheffield United. He's carried them on his back for the last 2 seasons, and he isn't doing it this year, so it's more highlighted. He isn't playing every game either. Would his work ethic be a problem for Farker? Potentially. If you're a bit of a flair player who doesn't do the hard yards, Farker falls out of love with you pretty quick. But I think someone like Hamer would definitely be someone I'd be looking at. I think he's an X factor player, difference maker, and like I say, he isn't starting every game at Sheffield United, so he can't come to Leeds and demand to start every game either. So imagine having Hamer on the bench. Imagine Hamer being on our bench. Like whether you like him or not, if you can bring him on 70 minutes. Surely that's better than what we've got in that central space. I think Tanaka is our most creative midfielder. Is Tanaka better than Hamer? I love Tanaka. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he will end up better than him. I'm not too sure. But Hamer has been there and he's done well in Premier League. I think he got 4 goals, 6 assists or something. 10 G&A when he was last in Prem. But I'm hoping we revisit that in January, Bob. I really do. When I went to Liverpool in the draw, I sat in the home end and all they sung was You'll Never Walk Alone. And they sang Jota's song, Tony Payne. That's it. Yeah, I've been told this, John. I've been told that it isn't as raucous as you'd expect going to Anfield. It's very touristy. Jason, I was really worried about Joe Wayman the other day. He seemed to be struggling. Yeah, I don't really like talking about Joe at the minute. I've had a few. I keep getting a comment of someone whenever I do a video saying, "Please look after Joe," and don't ever comment on the video or what I've done. Just says, "Look after Joe." And I don't know what you want me to do. All I'll say is Joe's a friend of mine. I've reached out to him. I've messaged him. He didn't message back for a little bit, but he's messaged back, and all the signs indicate he's getting the help he needs, and I'm there if he needs me, and he knows that. And I don't really like talking about it because it's personal to him. But all I'll say is I've messaged him, and I'll do anything if he needs it. I'd be there, and as any of us would who's worked with him on here, and he did a lot for me when I was starting out as well. And obviously, I don't forget that, and he knows that. But yeah, obviously it's awful. It's awful to see where he's at currently. But yeah, he knows I'm there. But I sort of do things privately with Joe. You know, I'll message him privately. I won't come on here and speak about it because I don't really know how to handle that. You know, but he knows I'm thinking of him, and he knows I'm there if I need him. Sorry, if he needs me, I'm there. Don't think Hamer is good enough for Leeds. Ooh, really, Top Banana? Really? All right, Matty, let it up, John Parr. Be good, mate. Agree, Hamer ain't what we need. Oof, wow. It would appear that Matt is a top-notch lyricist. I don't hate. Wow, no one wants Hamer. Mental. Mental that nobody wants Hamer, right? When we've had Aronson playing as that creator in midfield for a long time, you know, played on right, played in central. Like, it's mad. It's mad to me that Aronson could potentially, you know, if we don't bring anyone in that space, Aronson could still have a role. And I've liked Aronson. To be fair, he's done all right. Last season, he did well. He's done all right this season. He's probably my least favourite player outfield, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's mad to suggest he ain't good enough. Like, I think he's definitely good enough. If you stand still, you go backwards. Just look at Wolves. Yeah, exactly, Robbie. You do. We've really got to bring in a little bit more quality for me in January. And we just problem is we never do in January, do we? I've just got no confidence that we'll have a brilliant window, but I've got to have a little bit of confidence we do something right. It's got to be something done. Got to be. By the end of the season, if DCL and Metcha can get at least 10 goals each by the end of the season, do they go down as the best free transfer? I don't know about in all time. It'll take some doing to beat my favourite, Sammy Bydon. I'm only joking. I don't know about all time, but I tell you what, they're doing bloody brilliant. And 10 goals apiece right now doesn't seem out of the realms of possibility, but I'm not too sure they both get 10. But I'd like to think DCL's going to get 10. And I think Metcha, I think we sign a striker in January. So that forward line, West Yorkshire retro gamer, that may fluctuate, that may change a little bit personnel-wise. I'm not too sure. Maybe Metcha stays in there, and maybe we don't play two up top and we only go a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. We just run up there. So I'm not too sure how it'll fare. But I tell you, if they get anywhere near 10 apiece, whichever one does it, brilliant. If they both do it, unbelievable in dreamland. But we always talk about, one striker up there, can he get 15 to 20 goals? If you've got two, chipping in with in between 8 and 12 apiece, in and around that 10 mark, it's cracking. And the fact that we're free transfers, like I've said, Goodmanson's been good this season. We've seen Stack have brilliant, couple of really good players we've brought in. Right now, Calvert-Lewin's pick a bunch because he were free and he scored 5 goals and 4 in 4 against some great sides. Along with that, continue. And I firmly believe, I think DCL gets in and around 12 to 15. I just do. I think he'll score again at weekend. Maybe he's going to be on penalties now as well. I know, depending who's on pitch and stuff. Metch's took a couple, but maybe he'll be on pens now as well. He put a good pen away. Not the Sheffield Wednesday one, obviously, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we shape up, But I know, regardless of who we sign or what formation we play, DCL's probably going to play every game in here as a starter as long as he's fit. So I think he does get the 10, 12 goals this season. Whether Metcha does or not, I don't know, but I bloody hope so. All right, Matty, we have Sunderland, Liverpool away. It's tough, Matty. Yeah, it's tough. Exciting though, right? Bloody exciting. And we won't fear them. We won't fear them. The away form is being the issue this season. The City second half and the Brentford game give us hope that we are going to start translating our home performances to away games. That don't mean we win. That don't mean we draw these away games. There'll be some tough losses in there still. Clearly, the quality we will face will be vast. But Sunderland, we can go there and give them a game. Liverpool, we've just given them a game at Elland Road. They look like they're turning the form around now. Fair enough. But we've just played them and we know we can give them a game. So I think those 2 away games back to back over Christmas time, yeah, I reckon we get some. I reckon we get something in both. John Pye, your sporting direction is on something. If they look in the EFL market, it's too inflated nowadays. You should be looking abroad, around the world for talent like we are. Yeah, well, to be fair, we have been. The Bundesliga, we got Tanaka 2 years ago from Bundesliga 2 for £3 million. Brought in Stack, brought in Goodmanson from France. We have. I think the deals to get done over here are inflated. You're right. That's why we've been smart. We brought in Longstaff on a decent deal because we're in his last 12 months of his contract. We brought in Calvert-Lewin, who were free. So the players you're bringing in from our country, the people who have the experience in England that you really want, or you need a bulk of your side, the makeup of your side to have that. I think you can't just rely on, people from foreign leagues, even if they are top leagues. You do need a little bit of English nous, really, someone who's been there and done it. But it's about being smart, and they always go on about if the opportunities. He always says the fact. He said it again in his presser. We stay awake. We stay alert, don't we? We stay awake and we're there. If there's a deal, he's confident in what he's got and he's happy with what he's got. But if there's a deal to be done and there's an opportunity we sort of can't turn away from and we can't turn down, we stay awake for those deals. And I do think you get more for your buck, don't you, out in Europe? But that doesn't mean there's certain deals that can't elevate you, that they're staring you straight in the face. And I think Hamer's one of them personally. I'd like us to really go for it and maybe get him on a loan. Harvey Elliott, who's not working out at Villa. I think Liverpool want £35 million for him. I don't understand why he's not playing for Liverpool. I think he's better than Curtis Jones, in my opinion. I think it's Curtis Jones, that's his name. I think it is. Might be wrong with that. Maybe. I think he's better than him. Harvey Elliott, if we could get him on loan, I'd snap your hand off for him. I know what you guys think. Are you doing it live from a pub? No, mate. I ain't staying out all bloody night, Craig. He's off on Christmas do, mate, tomorrow's Craig, and he's thinking, what do you mean doing late night Leeds? I will be home for late night Leeds for 10 o'clock, mate. I'm not staying out past late night Leeds, mate. I love you, Craig, and I love all my workmates, but not enough to deny these lovely people late night Leeds on a Friday. So yeah, I'll be back for that. I'll be out 2 till about 9, mate, and I'll be in a taxi back home for that. Best show on YouTube, late night Leeds, Friday 10 p.m. Thank you very much. I don't big myself up in any way at all. I don't really know anyone watches, but late night Leeds, the groundwork me, AG, and Sean from Wilco White's put into that to get off the ground, and it's changed, and we've altered it over the last 7 or 8 months of been doing it. Now we've got Boss Nass in. I think it's right up there. I think it's right up there. I do. I think it's brilliant. These streams, I just love the one-on-one with you guys. Don't special, just come and have a chat. But like late night Leeds will put so much into it, and having others put so much work into it too, makes me love it even more. It's not just my show. It's on this channel, but it's not just my show, and it means a lot to them too. Well, them 3. So yeah, I do agree with that. I love it. Are you familiar with the song The Handbags and the Glad Rags? It's sort of a song you could... Yeah, of course I am. The handbags and the glad rags that you roll. I can't remember words though. But yeah, it's a good song. I like it. He's a Leeds fan him as well, isn't he? Stereophonics. But didn't Rod Stewart sing that as well? Yeah, Rod Stewart sang that, didn't he? The handbags and the glad rags that you roll. I don't know that bit. Are you familiar? I have just read that. No to him, Richard Hogan. Wait, hey up, mate. How are we doing? It's a thumbs down from everybody. Oh, of course, there's better players than him. Yeah, there is better players than him. But I think the price point will be on it as well. I think the price point's there. I don't think he'd be a guaranteed starter, but decent quality off the bench. But yeah, of course, there's better players out there. I'll do what people say about manager. Name me one then. Name me a better player who we could get for about 10, 12 million quid. Name me one. Give me a name, Richard Hogan. Give me a name, Gangrene. Yeah, he does, mate. He does. You get so many tourists just to fill up grounds, Arsenal, Liverpool, and especially the Geordie bastards. Only a few clubs are filled with passionate fans nowadays. Then you're definitely one of them, mate. You're definitely one of them. We went in for Harry Wilson. He's surely better than him. Yeah, but Harry Wilson ain't coming now, mate. He ain't coming. Again, Hamer can run. Hamer can run. I can run. Look at that. I can still run. It's kinda. He can't do what Aronson. Thing is with that, he can't run like Aronson. He can't do what Aronson does. But Aronson can't do what Hamer can do with ball either. Do you know what I mean? In a certain system, does Hamer have to worry about what's behind him? It's fucking 3 centre halves behind him. Do you know what I mean? And 2 other midfielders who can sit in there. Arguably, you could have 2 DMs there. Stack, Ampadu, and 3 centre halves. What's he got to run for? Get ball to his feet and let him do his magic. That's the beauty of football in my eyes. And that's what infuriates me about football these days. That every player Leeds have got has to be a defender as well. That's something that really irritates me, especially in Championship. What we got to worry about defence for? What, you're a number 10 or you're a wing? Just fucking play football. Go express yourself. Enjoy yourself. Go make things happen. Hamer can't run like Aronson, no. But Aronson can't do what Hamer can do. Aronson can't pick the ball up on, 35 yards out and bang it in top bins. Aronson can't do that. Aronson can't hit top bins from penalty spot. So it depends what you want, doesn't it? And I agree that I don't think Farker would potentially get on with Hamer for that reason, maybe. But yeah, if you don't like Hamer, you don't like Hamer. But I think Hamer's a quality player. And for Leeds, where we are, he's a Premier League player, is Hamer. I think if he's saying he's not a Prem player based on anything, I don't think that's correct. I think he's a Premier League player. So where's his level? In the top of league, it's down where we are. So what's his level? Do you know what I mean? Like a newly promoted side's Hamer's level, and that's what we are. But if you say he's not a Premier League player, then I don't agree with that. Those that say Hamer isn't good enough for Leeds, are they the same who said Buendia and Will? There will be, Bob. There'll also be the same people who said Calvert-Lewin wasn't good enough for Leeds as well. Or some of them will be. Some of them will be. But yeah, Wilson, Buendia not good enough. Buendia's bossing it for Villa. It were injuries that hampered his career and we're worried about that. But Buendia were always going to be a mint player. If we'd have signed him, we'd have been loving him. Wilson, class player. Look at him now. Hamer's good enough. And Hamer would love Leeds. Yeah, sounds like me then. That sounds like me. That's how the big clubs get their revenue. Tourist corporate tickets, £300. But yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, did you say pies? Don't do that this time, mate. Chuffing hell, Tony. January's make or break for West Ham. If they have a top window, you're in trouble. But if they have a poor, you'd definitely be favourites for 17th. Yeah, I agree with that. Very level-headed Sunderland fan, you, mate. Love it. Non-O's or Goodmanson's deliveries will determine DCLs. Yeah, I agree. I mean, his worst seasons at Everton, Robbie. He had Dwight McNeil and Jack Harrison on wings. Like, you look at his form, in some seasons, you think, he hasn't got many goals for Everton this season. He's played 25 games and scored 3 goals. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? You get the delivery into an area for him to attack. He rises like a salmon. Like, you can't stop him. He hangs in the, he's like Ronaldo, hangs in the air, doesn't he? Leaps so high. And yeah, it's all about the delivery with him. Of course it is. His movement, especially when ball's coming at height, his movement's brilliant. He attacks that ball, glancing headers, powerful headers, wherever. The goal at Wolves were from distance. It were a banging header. This one, a bit closer. As soon as he rises, it's a goal. It's all about that delivery. It's all about that quick touch and get it in like Nonto did. Get it in as quick as you can. You can't do naught without service, simple as. We prefer Spurs and Tahima, mate. Also, hopefully Teraki can have a word. Yeah, Japanese teammate in that would be too massive. I agree, John. I agree. Say, I'm only looking at Hema because I think it's a deal that we've looked at already. We definitely spoke to him this summer. I know that for a fact. We spoke to him. We could have got the deal done. He's out of favour a little bit, in and out of the side at Sheffield United. And I think an offer, I reckon, anything between 10 and 15 million quid will get him. He'll get him now because of where they haven't league. It's not like they're in the playoff places currently or top 2 like they normally are. And he's thinking, I'll stay because I'll be in Premier League next season. He's probably thinking, I've got no chance of Premier League football unless I move to Premier League in January. But yeah, there's better out there. Of course there is. Of course there is. But that don't mean they'll come to Leeds, does it? Some wonderful comments in the side chat. Yeah, there always is. I tell you what, yeah, I watch some channels, not naming channels, but there's various channels. And nobody has a chat like we have on here. Nobody. There's never any dickheads, mind me French. Why do we always say that as well? Why do we always say it? I always blame French for swearing. You prick, mind your French. It's just what you do, it's what you say. But yeah, it's a brilliant community on here. I'm so chuffed, and I'm just lucky, I guess. But it's always great conversation in chat. I always sort of look, and a lot of time you're talking yourself, so I try not to bring them up if I can help it. But yeah, it's brilliant. Nothing wrong with picking up a point. Yeah, of course not. That'd be great. If we can beat Palace and get a couple of draws on road, we're laughing, aren't we? We're laughing. Does anyone else see that we carry far too many Kilgons that no one wants? Is that going to kill us with Kilgons? Are you saying players that we just sort of take along as like baggage? And no, like your Jack Harrisons, like your Meliers, like we did with Bamford. If that's what you're applying to, Andy, we do. We keep hold the players too long. We keep hold the players. We don't sell them at the right moment. Leeds. That's what we've done. We've done that a lot. And PSR wise, it's no good. Yeah, I agree. Bundesliga and League One are good markets. 88 people in 65 likes. If you don't mind smashing me a like if you haven't done already, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And please subscribe if you are new here. It's mad that Beckford and Becchio were more expensive to buy than DCL and Metcha. DCL and Metcha were both signed on free transfers. Beckford was 50k. Tell you what, it's a good 50k, that, isn't it? From Wealdstone, and Becchio 250 from Mercia. 300k for them too, though. Tell you what, cracking. Whenever I see Beckford and Becchio, named down, it just makes me smile. Brilliant days, brilliant players in maybe not brilliant days, but they give us some brilliant days, didn't they? Man United are playing rubbish, mate. It is hilarious. It is hilarious indeed that they are no longer the force they once were. Richard, agree on Harvey Elliott. I'm glad you started listening to me. Did you say that, Richard? Maybe once or twice. Yeah, he's a cracking player, Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott can't play for another club this season. Is that a thing? I assume he's played. Did he play for Liverpool earlier in the season as well? Played for Villa. All right. If that's a thing, then that's a problem. But I'm hoping you're wrong with that. CSP. Ooh. Sound like a sofa shop. CSP. Late Night Leeds is pretty good. You do like it. You like it more than pretty good, don't you? As if that's actually true. That's good. That's good in that. Matty is deceptively quick, to be fair. Sure about that. You want to say, well, ice cream man's here. I'm well quick in my slippers. Hey up, Brian. Hi, Matty. I missed half the show. Was working. Hate missing this. I know what it's, Brian. I'm tomorrow late night Leeds. Are you working tomorrow night, 10 o'clock? Yeah, it's fine. Can always watch it back, but I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Transfer Matt's homework. I'll message a few names to you on TikTok for late night Leeds. I'll message a few names to you on. Yeah. Right, yeah, okay. Transfer Matt's homework. Ian says my Leeds mate told his Wilson was ready to get a flight to Leeds on last day of window. I'd be pissed if I were you. Imagine if you were. I mean, I tell you what, if we had Wilson now, yeah, with an obligation, we'd be laughing, wouldn't we? Imagine how many, more goals Calvert-Lewin would have. Imagine, Wilson himself chipping in with a couple of goals. He looks outstanding. He's just took his game to another level, hasn't he? I mean, he scored at least 2 goals this season that he'll be in a contender for goal this season. That one he scored the other week, where a nice 1-2 and outside of his right foot. Beautiful. Puskas style goal, that. Is squad number 13? I think so. I'm also at work now, but this is you're working now, Johnny. What do you do? What do you do for work? Robbie says I hated the idea of DCL. I think I was wrong. How do I feel about it? Absolutely delight. Robbie, that's it, innit? We can all have an opinion. We all do. We all have an opinion on the face of something. All the time. Don't judge a book by its cover and all that. But you do, don't you? Like, there are a lot of people not fans of DCL. And I know you'll have been one of them, Robbie, who said, well, he's good if he stays fit, but I don't think he'll stay fit. And it's still a small sample size. It's still a long way to go in season where, if he turns around now, Robbie, and he's injured for the next 12 games, then you probably turn around and go, well, actually, I was right. But I think he's proved a lot of people wrong when he's getting game time, how good he looks. And I know he started a little bit shaky, missed a few chances, but he's been bang on it for me. Every game he's been in the fight and he's looked good. He just missed a lot of sitters early in the season. Now the finishing's coming. He looks outstanding. Outstanding. If he continues this, he deserves to play for England. Deserves it. He's been a great buy. When you're injured and you're struggling for form at a struggling side and he's gone under the radar and people forget about you. But go back 4 or 5 years to when Carlo Ancelotti were here and Arsenal were going to pay 40, 50 million for Calvert-Lewin. And I know it was a long time ago and things change, but there's a player there. What is he, 28, 29 year old? Still, you could say he's in his prime now, He's some player. He really is some player. Wilson's contract runs out at the end of the season. Fulham might want to sell to get. Well, I think they try to get him a signed new deal. So it's going to be interesting to see. Does he see his future at Fulham beyond this season? Because, yeah, he's a good point, top banana. Would they take money in January? It all depends. Is Wilson at the minute, when he's playing well, is he going to go, and say to the hierarchy at Fulham, I want to go now? I doubt it, because he's enjoying his football. He's playing well. So it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. But I personally think he'll sign another deal, maybe with a promise that if someone offers some money, he can still leave. But they'll want to protect the asset, and that asset at the minute looks like a 25+ million pound player, doesn't it? But whether he is or not, I don't know. Or is it just a small purple patch is in? But technically gifted is Wilson. He's just never massively shown it consistently for long enough. But he looks like a top player at the minute. Richard says, think we are looking for another Tanaka who can play 10-2. Not sure we can find that. Probably need a quick 9 who can run in behind, score goals. Not sure we can attract that kind of player. It's an hard market. Is January. It really is. You're either buying somebody that's not playing and they may need time to get up to match fitness, or you're paying a lot of money for someone that's playing well. So, and it's probably going to be the first one. I think if we sign a 10, I don't think we sign Hamer. I think we get a 10 who can play on the wing. That's how I think it'll be. Someone who can play on the wing and in the 10, and I think we get a 9. Problem with that is they're the 2 most expensive positions on the pitch, aren't they? A number 9 and number 10. They're the 2 players that they're the difference makers. They're the one that cost the money. So we're going to have to be creative. We really are. If DCL gets 15 goals, do we survive? Well, not technically. If they're only 10 goals we score from now to the end of the season, no, we go down. But I'd have to say, if DCL gets 15 goals, I would assume we're playing good football and we're giving him service. And yes, I would say if DCL ends on 15, I would hang my hat on the fact we've stayed up. But obviously, everybody else has to chip in with goals too, don't they? But yeah, I'd say so, mate. I'd say so. Do we dare to dream that DCL gets 15 goals? Well, he's got to get 10 more, hasn't he? What, we're on game week 16. So he's got 22 more games to get 10 goals. Can he get a goal every other game? there or thereabouts. He can, as long as he plays every game. And that's the kicker. That is the kicker. There's a long way to go yet. If he plays another 20 games, yeah, he can get 10 goals. It's whether he can play that many games. The likelihood is he doesn't still. There probably isn't still enough proof that he'll play that many games. But yeah, I mean, the fact that now we look creative, don't we? Again, we had a decent chunk of time there where we looked like we couldn't, we couldn't set up anything to sort of give ourselves a chance of scoring. Then City half time happens, and we've been no but fucking constant goals every game. It's been class. Yeah, I've seen that, Bob. I've seen that he may be available for loan. Brennan Johnson, absolutely love Brennan Johnson. Really, really talented footballer. Would be a cracking signing of a member of the Leeds Welsh. Yeah, I mean, if there's any chance at all he's leaving and wants to play for a Premier League side, again, I always lean into the fact that if you've got a mate there, if you've got some sort of comfort blanket of knowing a player or two, he knows chuffing loads. We're practically Wales FC at this point. But yeah, he's a bit part player and he's a quality player. Richard Wolf, very late to the party, but I got here, my cheers, mate. Very late to the party, mate, but yeah, he still dropped in. Thank you, pal. Oh god, I love Beck and Beck up front for Leeds. Gradle and Snodgrass on the wings. House in midfield. Naylor and Kisnorbo. What he was an absolute trooper, that Aussie lad, wasn't he? Grayson as manager, just to name a few. And that there was easily a decent championship side. Finished 7th, didn't they? I think under Grayson the year after we got promoted. I think it was year after. With Gradle as well. And we had Kasper Schmeichel in net that second season, that first season back in champ. But that League One side, yeah, I think if they'd have stayed together, would have got promoted to Premier League, in my opinion. If it had stayed together, I think it would have absolutely class League One side. One of the best League One sides we've seen. Which was better value, Beckford at 50 or Beck? I go Beckford at 50 because it's a toss-up. I think Beckford were probably better than Becky, to be honest. And they were cheaper, so I'd say Beckford, mate, but both class. Ian says if Paul ends up beating Joshua in boxing, will he be fucked forever? He won't, though, I reckon. Paul will not beat Anthony Joshua, mate. No chance. It won't. Phil Bailey, good chat because you acknowledge people and don't abuse anybody. There's no need to abuse anybody at all. You can come on here and say that I'm a fat turnip. I don't know why it's a turnip, but that's something I'm surprised I've never got on here, because I'm a big lad, and it's weird because I've always been like a bit self-conscious. I've actually started. I bothered to laugh at me. Sometimes, if I'm feeling a little bit down about myself, I've got like a really tight t-shirt that I sometimes put on under a t-shirt, that suck me in a little bit. See, now last doing it, I haven't got a sucky in top, but sometimes I put like that used to fit me that when I was 10. I put that on first, I don't do it very often, but now and again. But I'm very, very comfortable in my own skin since doing this YouTube channel, right? I never used to be. I've always been big. I was skinny for 6 months, about 7 years ago. Lost about 5 stone, but I've just always been a bigger lad. But I've never had anybody come on and go, "You fat bastard," fatty matty. I expected the fat jibes to have happened at some point, very, very early, but no one did. No one has. And obviously, I've been on Joe's channel as well, and I have a lot of people watch me on here. And yeah, I don't know how I'd cope with it. I mean, even TikTok, I'm on TikTok, and it's a lot more toxic on TikTok. I have a lot of people who aren't Leeds fans follow me on there and, watch me stuff. And I don't really get much like that. So it's quite nice because obviously you hear bad stuff, don't you? People being personal. But like, especially with chat, what have I got? Like, you can say out to me, Only things that really bother me, obviously I can get snappy if you've had a bad day. Anybody can. Only thing that bothers me is if, say out about my wife or kids, and why would anyone say out about my wife or kids? But yeah, luckily no one really says not to me either. But 100%, I ain't giving anyone no shit in my chat. You're here, and you're here watching. So I'm just grateful that you even give me time of day. I really am. I think Elliot can play for any other club. But thanks for that comment, mate. Liverpool can recall him for lack of games. Loan of Villa. Yeah, I mean, I hope he can. But I don't think he'll come to Leeds anyway. Edwin, tomorrow is our last day of school, mate. We are going to be dropped off at Green Meadows. We are going to St Oswald's Church, Guiseley, to do some carol singing, and then go home tomorrow at 10 tomorrow. Ah, class. Bit of carol singing. Church in Guiseley. Okay. I just love carol singing. Has anyone ever gone around carol singing? Knocking on doors. I did it when I was a teen. Absolutely love doing that. Have a great day anyway. It's my sons, my twin boys, their last day tomorrow. That only got half day though, so I'm dropping them at about 9:15, and I've got to pick them back up at 1:30. Drop them off with the mum while she's got a last hour to finish at work, which I'm lucky she's letting me do, so then I can go out for my work still. But yeah, I hope you have a good day. I hope everybody has a good last day at work, last day at school, and if it's not your last day, then just keep plugging away. We're almost at Christmas. We're almost at Christmas. Graham, I work permanent nights, never miss a show, only perks I get. Thanks, mate. This is why the 10 o'clock slot that I've sort of always done, it works, and you know, I've got a decent community, I think, based on that 10 o'clock. I used to think it'd be too late and no one would be bothered, but like you benefit from it, Graham, as well. So it's a bit of a weird one. So with me, we're having a chat. It's supposed to be a preview for Palace, but we're gonna win 2-0, trust me. Yeah, so the missus usually works 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. So I always take kids to school, right? But it stresses me out. It's a massive stress because I'm self-employed and I work on building sites, etc. And I'm dropping kids at school at 9:15 and going to work. And sometimes I'm in Liverpool, I'm in Manchester, sometimes I'm in Leeds, but I can't get into site sometimes till 10, 10:30. And every job I do is on price. And it's stressful. You know, ideally I want to be at work at 8 o'clock. So it's going to sort of change now. So our lassie's on the 29th. She changed, same place, but she's changing. She's going to working from 4 in the afternoon to midnight. So it's not really nights, but it's late. So it means it frees me up so I can wake up at 6 in the morning and go to work. So it frees my work day up. But then there's an argument then that I don't have to do streams at 10 o'clock because I do it at 10 o'clock normally because I don't like impacting my family at all. I don't want, you know, we go to bed, watch TV. I'll have to fall asleep because she's got to be up early, and then I'll come down here at 10 o'clock. I'm usually awake till midnight anyway because I can't switch off. So it works perfectly. But when our lass is at work, when I'll be getting in, I'll have kids to sort bed, put them to bed at say 7:30. Twiddling my thumbs. So I'm in two minds now whether to continue with 10 o'clock because I'm fine, I'm awake anyway, or do I bring it back till a little bit till 9 o'clock some nights because I don't have to stay up because there's no one else in the house, everyone's in bed early because our lass isn't here. So I'm a little bit like I'm going to play it by ear and see how I feel going forward, but I could shave a little bit of time off to help me out because I'll be getting up earlier for work, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to see how it goes. Be a bit of an hard one, and I might even struggle a little bit personally, with obviously the missus. We're going to sort of be passing each other as I come in from work. She'll be going to work. And then you've got weekends are only times I can spend with a wife. But then football on weekends, So if I'm honest, I'm grateful and happy that, I get me a bit more time at work to earn me money and be the man of the household that I want to be without the stresses of having less time at work, trying to earn more money in a smaller. So it works better. But I'm a little bit worried about how I feel emotionally and stuff, going forward. So, yeah, sorry for waffling about that, but I had to get that off my chest. Been bugging me a little bit, but it's like all in life. You don't know till you try, and it was a case she either got made redundant or it's like a promotion, really. More money for Mrs. She's moving sort of up. She's now becoming a manager of nights or lates, whatever you want to call it, in her job role. But yeah, I'm a little bit intrigued, a little bit nervous to see how that goes because I don't know how I feel about it, but we shall see. Heard rumours DCL held talks with Inspector Gadget. As an orator, Matt is on par with Sir Winston. Johnny, honestly, I need you to just, I don't know, I need to just ring you every day when I'm down because you make me feel so good. Thanks, man. Matt, even though I disagree with Tottenham, I still love him. Tottenham's class. Sprayton and Promise David. I would love both of them, Jonathan. I've done a video on both of them in the summer. Promise David looks like an absolute beast. It'd be great to up top with DCL, wouldn't he? And having a great season, yeah. Pity we didn't manage to get either of those over the line summer. Yeah, possibly by. Yeah, I have to agree on both of them. I think they're both great players. Will we revisit? I'm not too sure in the January window. But again, we've done it over years, even when we had bleeding Nutter here. So many players. We were looking at bloody Gvardiol, weren't we, at one point? And we're swimming in the right waters. For whatever reason, we're just not getting some of these players over the line. And the two you've named there, mate, I expect them to go on and have good careers. I do. I think they're really good players. We all love Top Banana. Yeah, we do. We all love Top Banana. Matty's mate promised David. Honestly, I promised David Holt to get him here. I really would. I'm stuck in work, missing everything as usual. Not good, Allen. Not good. Keep your head up, mate. Keep your chin up. Top Banana. Tick all those likes for Matty and subscribe, please. Thanks so much. 92 watching. 76 likes. Brilliant, to be fair. But yeah, please smash a like and please subscribe if you do not mind Sorry if I harp on a bit too much about that, but I never used to say it, and now I say it probably too much. But yeah, it is what it is. Please do it. Thank you. Brennan Johnson, gonna choose Palace. That's not the spirit, is it? We had Casper Ankergren for that League One squad. Good goalkeeper signed from Bromby. Yeah, I like Casper Ankergren. He were good. He were good. Brian Keane, lads, my favourite Leeds top three: Strachan, Bowyer, Kuhl. Oh, I can't even go there with last one, mate. At the time, yeah. Sorry, Brian, but yeah, I can't even go there with that. But yeah, at the time, it was unreal. How tall are you? Says Johnny. Imagine Not Being Leeds, if you don't mind me asking. You look very tall. I am just shy of 6'3", so six. I think my brother's just over 6'3". I'm just under, so about 6'2" and a bit. Yeah, we are tall lads. And my real dad's about 6'3", 6'4" as well. You're a skinny lad compared to me, lol. I've never been skinny. Well, 6 months I was skinny. That would be it. The Foster brothers slept in grow bags. Yeah, we are big lads. My brother's a Chelsea fan. You know what does me anything with my brother though? He's not even a Chelsea fan. Like he just isn't a fan of anyone, but he just says he's Chelsea. Fucking winds me up. So I was buzzing when we were beating 3-1. I rung him up when we were beating 3-1, and he just, yeah, I'm poorly, I'm not bothered. Did you watch it? No, you're just not a fan then, so shut up. But yeah, I'm seeing him at morning. I'm going to pick him up. I don't see much of my brother. He's out of work at the minute. He's struggling a little bit with a lot of stuff. So I'm going to go pick him up tomorrow after I drop the kids at school. We're going to go to White Rose Shopping Centre, which I normally do Christmas Eve to buy the missus stuff. But we're breaking up early. I'm going to go tomorrow. I've got about 3 hours before. Got to get back for kids. So yeah, I'm going to pick my little brother up, our Jordan, my not so little brother who's taller than me, and go do a bit of Christmas shopping for the family. Matty, you're not fat. Swear is you seen my missus, you would understand. You see... Have I read that? Matty, you're not fat. Swear is you seen my missus. Oh, Brian. Brian. Oh man, it's almost Christmas, and come January, we will all be skinny. We will, mate. We will. Every January, it's same. To be fair, I've only ever had to block 2 blokes on my streams in the past. One was a serial troll, and the other was arguing with me, so I stopped the argument before it escalated. Not bad for 5 years. Not bad at all. 5 years, mate. That's pretty good going, that. 400-mile round trip driving today. Menston to Stevenage and back. Knackered, but didn't want to miss your show. Top my ma. Thanks, Bob, man. Bloody 400 mile. That's mad, that. I hate driving. Need it, don't you? You know, you need to be independent of that, but I hate driving. All right, my how is just Jordan? Again, Edwin, I mentioned it earlier. I messaged him a few days ago, and he sent me back thank you and thumbs up, and I think he's okay. As okay can be. He isn't okay, but you know what I mean? I think he's doing everything he can to be okay, mate. But I'll be honest with you, we don't speak all the time, you know. It's not that sort of relationship. It might go weeks without speaking, but we are friends, you know. Not what's ever happened. We are friends. I reach out to him when I think he's been quiet, which I have done every time he's gone quiet. And, you know, when he's feeling up to it, he replies. And he replied to me a few days ago. And he replied to a few other people I know as well. So hopefully he's doing what he needs to do to get back to the Joe we all love. The reason I do content is through the inspiration of Joe. So yeah, I don't really like talking about him because I always feel uneasy talking about other people when it's not my business. But I know everyone cares. And as do I. So yeah, I just echo everything everybody else thinks. And he knows I'm thinking of him. Groovy stream as always, Matty. Got to go now. The new folks in the chat, have a good one, and I'll catch you next time. Tomorrow night, late night Leeds. I'll say it again. Don't forget. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Have a good Friday. Only issue is that people watch football. Only issue with that is people watch football. Yeah. Matty and his wife are passing ships in the night. Yeah. No. Yeah. Sorry. We're going at 9. Yeah. Yeah. See, I do like the 10 o'clock streams, and a lot of people maybe won't watch if I go a bit earlier. So I'll just see how I go. But I am a little bit nervous just to the whole lifestyle changing house. To be honest, I am a little bit anxious about it. My legs going now thinking about it, but we'll see. I'm one of them. I love it for the first few days. I'm like, I don't have to wash up straight away and clothes on floor. I'll do that in 3 hours, love. And she's not even here. I'll do that when I want to do it. There's no one here. But yeah, I will hate it, I think, long term, but we'll see. Try doing it for you to help your channel grow, man. Yeah, that's what I mean. I've done a few live fruit day, haven't I? recently, and obviously been off at Christmas and stuff. I've got a bit more time off, so I'm probably going to jump on lives various times and see if I sort of tap into any new subscribers, a new audience, or all that, and I'll just see what works. Cool. I'll see you there tomorrow night. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Try 9:30 and see how it goes. Yeah, I mean 9:30 is not much of a change, is it? So I think it'd probably be all right with that. But like I say, I'm normally fine anyway. Like, to be fair, I'm never yawning my head off. It's something I sort of pride myself on, that whenever I'm on stream, I feel like I'm always dialed in. You know, I don't think I ever look like I'm here for any other reason than I want to be here. And obviously the YouTube channel, like, makes a little bit of money, no major, literally just a little bit of money. I never did it for that. And I think if YouTube stopped paying money, if YouTube just went, I'm not paying anyone any money, I don't know how many people still do it, to be honest, but I know I would, you know, I know a lot of people would, but maybe some people not. And I think that hopefully that comes across in my content and the way I run this channel. So yeah, I pride myself and always been dialed in, even when it's 20 to 12 now. I've been at work today, always dialed in, because guess what? I want to be here. You want to be here, and it's a community, and you're as important to this channel as I am. Because if there was no one watching, I wouldn't do it. You know, as much as I love it, if I came on here and there wasn't anybody who wanted to watch it, I wouldn't be able to keep doing this. You know, I wouldn't. But the fact that there's people who absolutely love watching makes me love doing it. So it works well. Night, big man. Keep up the good work. Love you, brother. Got to say, the people here in the chat are the best on the net. Keep the faith, Leeds free. Palace won. Good night, my friends. Cheers, Bob. I love it. I think that too. But hearing someone else say it's brilliant. The chat honestly is minting it. How good are you guys in chat? You met the channel, man. You met the channel. You genuinely do. It's fucking brilliant. Brilliant. I haven't even said my prediction, and everyone thinks we're leaving. I've got to end at chat, so everyone's like, yeah, night. I'm still talking. Don't go anywhere, Chris. Leeds 2, Palace 1's my prediction. No, Palace 0. We're going to get a clean sheet, which is wild. I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds. I'm going to go 2-0, and guess who my goal scorer is? Goal scorer, DCL with a brace. DCL with a brass. I'm going for it. Are you going to beat the ladder tomorrow night? I hope so. Thing is, Richard, you never know who beat the ladder. You just never know. It's so hard to sort of determine, because sometimes it's absolutely rock hard, and sometimes it's all right. I mean, did anyone see the what's it called? Square ball quiz? I enjoyed that. That was good. Some really tough questions in that, though. Well hard. There were some bits that were too hard, and some bits were what I managed all right on. But that were a really good quiz. I enjoyed listening to that. All Leeds that way up, Shane. Hope you're good. Brilliant. 81 likes. I'm buzzing with that. 81 likes, 82 people watching. I'll take that all day long. Thank you very much. Football finishes some nights 9:45 till 10, so people may not tune in, because, yeah, no, I get that. I'll just have to work out games, but I'll probably stick to 10 o'clock. Probably stick to 10 o'clock. You'll probably find me, you know what I'll probably do? I'll jump on at 8 on board. Jump on at 8, 9:30. Right, I'm off to Lou. Off to grab a drink. I'm back on at 10. You'll probably just find me just doing random shit, because one thing I can't do is just sit. I can't just sit. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I'll be all right. I am concerned about being on my own on a night like yeah. I'll have to see how it goes. It's mad because our last just goes, well, all you do is your podcasting anyway. I'm like, I know, but I know you're in house, you know, I know you're here. Matty, I'm around a long time. If you and your missus working, stick a few extra pound into a little gold, 1 gram at a time. Protect your family. Don't rely on flat currency, lad. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Matty, I'm around a long time. If you and your missus working, stick a few extra pound in a little gold. Yeah. Like, to be fair, we haven't gone on holiday as a family. So the fact that the YouTube does a little bit of money, I want to start putting the YouTube money into an account so we can go on holiday, you know, as a family. We haven't gone abroad as a family. You know, 6-year-old twins who's never been on a plane, and that's something I'd really like to do at some point. But obviously, one of them being autistic, it's sort of stopped us for fear of wanting to go. But now it's something that we just like we're holding everyone back, you know. Everywhere we all want to do it, and we're just going to have to just go, and we can't, through fear, worry about things you can't control. And yeah, we've done that a lot over the last few years, and we're trying to get out there a bit more now, and we do more stuff now. You know, Jonah's a lot better than he was, and he can handle situations better than he could a few years ago. But I would like my sort of thing now would be any spare money. I want to take the family on holiday. That's sort of like a little bit. I feel like I failed last couple of years, so that's sort of my next sort of goal. Hopefully, it'll be next year. It might not be, but I'm going to do my best for it to be that. But yeah, thanks for that. But yeah, I do need to do that. I get what you mean with that, mate. Don't rely on flat currency. Totally get that. As said before, streamers have no stream without support. Either honestly, the way I am, Yorkshire retro gamer, right? Because of the way I stream, you've got some people who can come on like Connor's brilliant at reading information, Jer's brilliant, and could come on here without any interaction and do a half an hour show. I do a lot more pre-records now than I've ever done because I feel like I'm getting better at them. But I've always been a channel that relies on the chat. Like I've come on here for a preview and I just always determined by chat. I know what I want to say about Palace. We know the form. I'll have a little dip into what I think lineup will be. We'll speak about, and then we'll just get into chat, and I'll just go through and we'll just speak about it bit by bit, and we'll all just feel like I feel like I bring a chat up, I react to it, but I feel like everybody's involved in chat, one by one, but we're all chatting at the same time, and it just works. And if there were no one watching, I'd struggle. Because this is my favourite sort of way to stream, bar Late Night Leeds, where it is the only panel show I do really on a weekly basis. I love me in the chat because when I've got people on here, you see a lot of podcasts, you can't do what I'm doing now. You can't do this. I struggle when the numbers are 150, which sometimes they are. It's hard. But when there's somebody else to talk to, you can't do this. So I love the one-on-one, what we're having now. I absolutely love it. Johnny the Frog, Matty is a man of the people. Any fame or success won't change him, Ricky Arton style. Honestly, it would never change me. It just would never change me. But I'd say this is successful to me. This is a successful stream. This is brilliant. Who does your intro track? So I wrote the lyrics. I wrote it. I love songwriting. I've wrote loads of stuff, but I put my lyrics through an AI vocal to sing. That's how I did the song, the AI vocal. But I can sing. I don't want to sound big. I can sing, but not to that level. And I didn't have the money to go sing in a recording studio. So yeah, and I couldn't better that anyway. So yeah, it's an AI vocal, but I wrote the song. If you go on to Imagine Not Being Leeds on Spotify or on iTunes, I've got an album on there. 2-1 Leeds versus Palace. I'll take that every day of the week. Nobody ever told me I was fucking brilliant. 4-1 Leeds, Graham. My word, I'd love that. Edwin, how's Priestley doing, mate? He usually says a draw. Priestley, obviously, I assume you're asking after he lost his mum. Yeah, I think still waiting on day of a funeral, so that's a bit shit. We've got that hanging over his head. With it being this time of year, obviously Christmas, and then Julie's funeral. So yeah, he's okay. I speak to him every day, message him every day. He's okay. Seeing him tomorrow. I've seen him on Saturday for a game. But yeah, it is as good as can be. He actually put on group chat earlier, thinks we'll lose, but I don't know if he's saying that just to get a rise because we used to say we're too positive, and now he started being negative. We've started winning games and playing better. So I don't know if he's just been a bit of a div. He said we'd lose 3-0, but I think he's winding us up. I scored 10 out of 50. That was a well tough because I think I got about 15. Yeah, you never know with Boss Nass and his chat GPT, the ladder. His class though, innit? It's so good. Honestly, Boss Nass has been a great addition to Late Night Leeds. You will always be a brilliant man in my eyes, Richard Hogan. Let's get back to 100 likes by the end of the stream. On 85, 70 people watching, you probably all liked it by now. But if you haven't liked it, if it's 15 of you that haven't liked it, can we get to 100 before we leave? That'd be class. Bump the likes up for this legend, guys. Thanks so much, man. Most important thing when you are on your own is get the kids to bed on time. Everything else after that is a bit of a bonus. Yeah, no, I agree. I really like horror movies as well. Horror and comedy movies, like either like really stupid comedy movies or like horror movies. So like I probably just watch a film, get kids to bed, watch a film, and then by the time film's finished, I'll be ready to jump on a live. I'll probably just do more lives a week. Still do them at 10, but do maybe an extra one for a week, Matty, are you growing the tash again? Yeah, I always do. I grow it and then it irritates me and then I shave it. But yeah, I don't know. It looks awful, I know, but I like it. The more people say shave it, the more I don't want to. I didn't even see this early, so I saw that one, become a new member today. I didn't see this one from Brett, so I do apologise, Brett. Brett with a super chat earlier. Evening, Matty. Not stopping, but have a good Xmas and a pint on me. Thanks so much, mate. I'll have a few. I'm not a big drinker, but I'll be having a few pints tomorrow. So yeah, I'll definitely have that on you. Thanks so much for that, Brett. Sorry I didn't bring that up earlier. For some reason it yeah, I didn't see it. Where are we now? I've lost where I am in chat now. Lost where I am. There we are. The host attitude and perceivement is based on your audience. You're a sound guy who somehow don't have any negative viewers. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Yeah, I don't get it myself, but yeah, I don't get it. I'd love to join you on a panel sometime if that was ever a possibility. I love talking. Yeah, it's a possibility at some point. Like I say, I only really do panel shows for late night Leeds, and obviously it's usually the same 3 or 4 with Mr. Sean Wilco Whites. But like, I can't explain. I went through a bit of a period of time, like halfway through doing the YouTube stuff, where like I started getting anxiety from panel shows because it got to a point where there were like over 100 viewers, and I'm having to think of what conversation to keep it flowing while reading the comments out. And there were one particular stream where I clicked on a comment that said something abusive, off very rare, but someone said a phrase or something that I ideally wouldn't have clicked on screen if I'd have read it, but because my head, and I clicked on it and brought it up only for a few seconds, read it and then took it straight off, and it got highlighted the day after that I'd done it. So that threw me a little bit. So now I don't do many panel shows for that reason. I don't even go on other people's channels. So it's something that I don't do massively. I don't really have people on because I just feel nervous. And I don't like doing it when I'm nervous. Do you get what I mean? It sounds a bit daft, but I'm really comfortable with AG, Sean, and Boss Nass. And the odd time I have Priestley on, but I don't really even do that anymore because it's very hard to focus on a conversation while doing the chat. And I massively respect the people watching that I want to bring every sort of comment on the screen. So yeah, you see like Only Leeds Bros, they do panel shows, podcasts. You know, a lot of channels do. It's just something I don't massively do now outside late night Leeds. But if it ever changes, 100%, mate, you're always on. You're always on here, always chatting. You're a top guy, and you know your stuff about Leeds. So, yeah, there's a few people. Richard Hogan, he's been on a thing before. What they're called, subscriber shows. I used to do them. If you remember any OGs at channel, I used to do subscriber shows all the time. You know, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, I do a subscriber show. I don't do them anymore because a fear of, you know, what can be said and clicking on wrong stuff, or someone coming on and saying something negative that can kick off a reaction in chat, and also not knowing the flow and just feeling anxious about the whole situation. So that's the reason why I don't do subscriber shows anymore. And it's all about me feeling happy and sort of chill doing it, because I do this for my own mental health as well, because I love it. And if I get into a situation where I'm doing content, I'm a little bit like, oh, I'm unsure. That's how I feel. So I tend to late night Leeds and just me on my own. You still here? Are you going for a record, Matt? I love it, mate. It's a great channel. Yeah. Are you Matty or Matt Monroe? Catch promotion, Matty, I guess. Matty is cultivating the Clark Gable look. Hit them likes, people. Thank you very much. 87 likes. And come on. If you like horror and comedy, I bet you like Scary Movie. Yeah, I do. That is like an OG movie. I love Scary Movie. Palace played tonight 2-2. I think they were doing too many games. 2-0 Leeds to Knack and DCL score. Brian Keane, 2-0. Great minds think alike. It's very good. Give me the tash sometime and a bit of a miracle grow if needed. Chris Frost, please don't forget Joe. No, mate, I don't forget Joe at all, pal. I'm going through the same thing at the moment. I would love to talk to him if possible. Yeah, hopefully you've reached out to him, mate, and he did say we're going to respond through his socials to everybody in due course. Take a bit of time to get through them all. But yeah, I hope you're okay, mate. I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a good Christmas, buddy. Not nice to hear you struggling, mate. Evie went quiet for a while too, so post a new. Yeah, she did. Great lasses, Evie, as well. And I hope she's doing well too. But yeah, not spoke to her in a while. We are on group chats from the Creators Cup, so now and again I'll see odd message pop up, but I'm sure she's doing well. And looking forward to a good Christmas. I'd happily invite you onto my channel. We could maybe do a short recorded video perhaps, but I totally understand. I keep up with a chat while I was very tough, like when I speedrun games. Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, I think so. Just to pop in here, Eva's all good. It's just tough doing content sometimes. Yeah, it can be, Joe. Luckily, I haven't had too many struggles with getting up for sort of doing this. This is my escape, so I'm fairly lucky. But yeah, it's tough. It can be very tough. Luckily for me, and same with you, Joe, it's not our full-time job. The people who are full-time, it must be really tough because, like, I do have dark days. I have days where it's struggling and I just want to sort of close off from the world. And like, since having the channel, I've got WhatsApp groups. I've got a lot more friends now. And like, my WhatsApp can be absolutely full, you know. It's not too bad today, but like 119, like usually those greens go, usually it's like 20 people. And some days I sort of just want to hide away and it's like I'm being ignorant, but sometimes world gets a little bit too much. So if this were like my full-time job and I had to come on here and front up every day, that was so tough. Luckily, if I'm having a bad day, I just don't have to do it because it's not needed. It's just I want to do it. So yeah, I'm lucky in that respect. Leeds Bros are keeping it to the same couple. Yeah, they are. They do. My mate Jam and Stephen as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah, good man. I hope you're well as well, Mr. Blackburn. I hope everything's okay with Bambino. I've been hoping Bamford does well for Sheffield United. I found myself watching them, but I know Bamford has to go. I wish him well. He was good when he played. Yeah, well, everything that comes to an end, doesn't it? And he should have gone a little bit before now, to be fair. But yeah, respect what he did for us at times. And as frustrated as he was at other times, I know a lot of people had a lot of time for Bamford. I watch a lot of Wolves, Leeds, West Ham, and obviously Sunderland content creators, and no one acknowledges a chat like you do. I watch them thinking they would be our relegation rivals. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Ian, man. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's class. Classy to say that. Thanks so much, man. Yeah, Ian Brown, you had a bit of a cult hero in here, but your profile picture of Luke 09 is not. There he is, Mr. Sean Healy. How you doing, Mr. Sean Healy? Hope you're well. I've missed you. Oh, yeah, it's tough doing content for me this time of year. I struggle this time of year with my mental health. Hits the floor. Yeah, I am one of them. Winter time, cold, dark, dark mornings, early dark nights and stuff. I struggle. I'm having a bit of a downer sometimes when it gets to winter, but then I pick up then as Christmas is, and I'm on cloud nine at a minute. But yeah, October, November time, I'm usually struggle a bit. But honestly, this channel helps me massively. You won't even believe. There was another lady who did Leeds content until about a year ago. Also had issues in the background. Hence, Kate. The channel was called Leeds Bird Rants, I think. I think it was a couple of years she's not done it for, but yeah, I think that's what you mean anyway. Mr. Sean Healy in the house. Get that lad on Strictly. Yeah. New name, Sean Mysterious Girl Healy. Joe Blackburn. Yeah, doing all good. Just literally not had time to do anything recently. I've been doing the night shift with the baby, so my days just don't. Here, John, you know what it is, mate? Life's all about family, innit? Like, you're never going to have this time back with a baby. You're not. So this is the time to bond. These are the things that life's all about, mate. Football content, it's all secondary to family as much as we love it. And you'll get time when you get time. When it becomes important to you to find the time to do it, you'll do it. The only thing that matters right now is you, your wife, and the little one, and that's all that matters. And everyone's happy just knowing you're happy doing that. And yeah, the night shifts are tough, mate. I'm hoping you're in the swing of it now, buddy. And I've been there, I've done it. It's a tough gig, but when you sat there and they're laying in your arms and they're just content and they're fed and they're changed and there's a roof over their head, they've got food in the belly, all that. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I'm dead chuffed for you, mate. And yeah, it's great. yeah, Leeds Birds runs. Yeah, I think Kate still does content, just not Leeds folks. I don't know. Yeah, she was good. Congrats, Daddy B. On that note, she's just created the worst smell that's ever hit my nostrils in a bit, mate. That bit isn't fun. Right then, guys, I'm going to call it there. The fact it's nearly at 2 hours. 09 turned up to my son's birthday a couple of years ago. One of the greatest men in football. Oh, Luke 09's a mint. He's an audible fucking on pitch, mate. But yeah, great guy. I always remember watching Sunderland till I die, and I thought he'd come across brilliant. And that was a fair few years ago when you were shite. But yeah, brilliant guy. But yeah, thanks so much. Honestly, it's been a great chat. That I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But please, everybody, smash a like on your way out. Please subscribe if you are new here. 89 likes, I'll take that. I will take that. But please, everybody, come back tomorrow for Late Night Leeds. I'm out all day tomorrow from 2 o'clock till about 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I'm not a big drinker, but I'm going to have had maybe 7 or 8 drinks. So we'll see. And we know Late Night Leeds, it's all about the bloopers as well. And we shall see how we get on. It will be fun, I'm sure, especially for you guys. But I really appreciate everybody that's watched tonight. Great chat. Night, buddy. Night, Christopher, mate. All good things come to an end. Yeah, Johnny, thanks so much. Tezza, as always, thanks for watching. Luke and I was finally. Yeah, have a good one, Matty. Thanks so much. Like I said a few times tonight, you all met this. Thanks for another great chat. You two, Top Banana Legend. Smash a like. Cheers, Richard. As always, I have 5 kids all growing up there, all good jobs. 2 Arsenal fans, 2 1 Leeds. Guess I was getting in there. Love that, mate. Love that. Is it a Christmas special? I don't know. Got Boxing Day, haven't we? We'll see. Many Matty tomorrow night. Very, very many. Matty is going to have half a shandy. See you, Matty lad. Late night booze. Thanks, Matty. Thanks so much to everybody. I'll put a song on to play us out. I'm gonna put on. What shall I put on? Scrapbook Memories, White and Gold, which is a ballad of Gary Speed, or Marching On Together ballad version. There might be someone in here who don't like the AI stuff. First comment gets it. Big up Matty. Hey up Chris Frost. Tezza. First one gets it. First comment. What am I putting on? Come on. MOT. Marching On Together. There we go. Night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Love you to bits.
Here we go with Leeds United. We're gonna give the boys a hand. Stand up and sing for Leeds United. They are the greatest in the land. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you in. Na 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 na. We are so proud. We shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. We've been through it all together, and we've had our ups and downs. Ups and downs. We're gonna stay with you forever, at least until the world stops going round. Every day we're all gonna say we love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Everywhere we're gonna be there. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. Marching on together, we're gonna see you in. Na 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 na. We are so proud. We shout it out loud. We love you, Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. We are so proud.